Yeah, you can sit. I don't know.
Oh, we're back. What's
Oh,
up, guys?
hello. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to the ATLC Grand Finals for Season 1.
Finally.
Yep.
Man, how many games has it been throughout the weeks and all that? It's been like hundreds.
Hundreds of games, yeah.
Hundreds, if not thousands, and if not
Not
millions.
thousands.
Thousands of minutes of live coach alone.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Millions of minutes watched. That's
for
sure. We had a lot of people watching and tuning in. Thank you so much. We want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors that make this possible, Alpha Draft and the Amazon App Store. I believe Amazon App Store is actually having another card pack
giveaway
bonus purchase again. So if you buy packs, I believe this weekend you get 20% back. It's pretty awesome. So that way you can
always get something back.
No, not you get coins.
You get bonus coins.
You get bonus coins the first time you purchase, but you get even more additional back. So like in this case, it's 20%, so you get 30% total more. It's pretty good. Check it out, Amazon.com/Hearthstone.
Yep.
Whoa.
Makes sense. That was good. That was a really good segue.
I know because I like every week buy some packs.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, well, it is Cloud9 versus Nihilum. Cloud9 has played the least games of the tournament, and Nihilum has played the absolute most of games of the tournament, especially today. They played kind of the last set yesterday, and they played all of 4 sets today.
Yep, exactly.
I am rooting
they've
for
taken the longest road to the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you gotta root for them just because they've had to go through so much more than Cloud9 has.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, I feel like they also played they played a lot of matches during the playoffs as well too.
Yeah, they went through like everything from they were first place, then they lost the only way they could possibly go down, like 7th or 6th place. Yeah. Then they went back through Satellite and got through phase 1.5.
Yeah,
it was just like the craziest.
So they beat Liquid in the Redemption.
Yeah.
And then they won through the double elimination as the 2nd seed through the playoffs. And then they won through the 3rd place spot here, meaning they had to play every single game. So they literally took the hardest path possible.
Really?
Yeah. No other worse path at all.
Meanwhile, Cloud9's played the least games. They came in 1st seed, and now they're 1st seed here in the grand finals. They've had the most time to relax, break down their wins. I think Kalento actually was borderline falling asleep because he was so bored.
I think Strifecrow was just playing Smash or something.
Yeah.
He wasn't even listening. I was trying to talk to him beside. He wasn't listening.
And ECOP was doing ECOP things by the pool.
Yeah.
And so that kind of means they're in good spirits. So you can argue that momentum is on Nihilum's side because they have a lot of wins at their belt. They're very confident.
They're hungry.
The adrenaline rush must be
literally
crazy.
and metaphor.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine the momentum. There's just mentally. Like Tice was telling me, he's in a rush right now. He can't believe what's happening. And I'm guessing that those high spirits might carry them forward because they are tired after like so many games today.
Okay, another aspect to the match is that Cloud9 is playing for the first time in the 2nd stage of the tournament, which is the finals. They qualified here from the 1st stage as the 1st seed. That's why they're playing for the first time in the grand finals, which means that they just haven't shown these decks at all. The teams were allowed to change the decks from the previous days compared to today, and all the other teams have had to play with them. So I mean, Cloud9 has seen 2 games, right? 2 games of Nihilum with their new decks already. So they basically know every detail of every deck.
They took notes.
Yeah.
Strifecrow, as much as we were teasing that he was, goofing off a little bit, he actually took notes.
He was literally doing that.
Yeah. As we were casting, he was writing down every card.
Yeah. I mean, you want to know those tech cards. It's important to have the edge, and I guess this kind of double-pronged advantage to being 1st seed. It's like not only do you have to play less games, but you also get to know the tech cards that are in your opponent's decks.
It's also important to know that Cloud9 qualified to the Archon live tournament as the first seed, so they had advantages going in and advantages going out.
So
new card.
Yeah, well, not so much. It wasn't.
Oh, it's the Mark of the Wild. That's right.
No, it's not new. It wasn't.
No, we never saw it drawn in the previous days.
Well, it was there with Living Ruse.
Well, like
there has to be a reason it's in there, right?
It's called Buff Druid, but this is, I think, literally the only card that actually reasonably triggers these sisters without you doing some weird counterintuitive stuff like Wrath in your own.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, that's a triple keep, I believe.
Yeah, that's a really good opening.
Yeah. That's turn 1 Darkbane, turn 2 Mark of the Wild, hit for 8.
Turn 1 Darkbane, and like I wouldn't be.
Like they're mad scientists.
I have to wonder though, like, is Freeze Mage just so much better against this deck than against the typical Druid? Because the deck, like the minions are supposed to be a tiny bit smaller when you play Druid of the Panther. Like in this case, you can't tell the difference. But
Druid the Saber.
The Saber, yeah, that's right. What's the name? What did I say? Oh, the
What are you
Panther.
gonna do? Give Blizzard ideas?
Right. Oh god, please.
I'm sure
no.
it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're literally gonna go through every single animal kingdom.
Yeah.
If Hearthstone truly lasts for hundreds of
Yeah.
years,
You're
like
the
Renzo
Lion
says,
Kings.
we'll literally have every single genus represented in Hearthstone.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
All right, well here we go.
You're the worms.
Sadness for Tice. Holy cow! I have never seen that.
Really?
Cool.
No, I have never seen
It's
that
not
card
cool.
Mark of the Wild. Yeah, I've never seen this.
It's actually
Really
really
good.
dangerous. Like Dice is probably gonna take like 3 attacks. He might even consider
This is like
Iceland.
ice barrier.
No, you
Oh,
Iceland.
damn.
You Iceland
I
and
just-
coin Fireball. I think.
Iceland's coin fireball.
I don't think you waste 5. You waste an Iceland to gain 5.
So
do
you want to just like take another 5 damage
Iceland's
against
coin
Druid?
fireball.
Do you really want to take another 5 against Druid?
I think
Maybe,
you can definitely ration out coining fireball,
but maybe not the Icelands.
But then if you're not,
You could always Iceland something later for 5 if you want. Plus, you have the flexibility of using it.
I guess
think
you're
I
right.
think it's okay to Icelands though, because you know that this deck's more aggressive by nature. So like you're not going to be using Icelands for like finishing potential against Druid that might be healing with Ancient of Lore.
Right.
You're going to be dying through Savage Roar.
So yeah, this is the scary part is taking too much early damage. I think more so than anything else. Oh,
Interesting. So he can.
That sucks.
Yeah. So he can like
Yeah.
unsilence it.
Oh no.
no, that sounds horrible.
Please don't.
But, I mean, the point is to be as aggressive.
Aggressive is Innervate Keeper, but that makes you a
Face.
lot more vulnerable to Doomsayer.
Innervate Keeper phase, but then you lose your board to a Nova anytime it hits. So,
So what you're doing is you're really hoping you draw something that costs 6 or less that isn't situational.
Yeah.
what are we talking about in that deck that does that? I mean, we're talking about Druid the Saber, among other things. They have
Yeah,
the
among, like,
Shredders, of course, and
10 other
like
cards.
yeah, there's like all
Power of the
low
Wilds.
Yeah, we get garbage. Oh, that's pretty mediocre. But I mean, it sets
I
up
guess
for
you
more
just keep
damage
her.
later.
I mean, you don't actually have creatures that would actually get killed by a Doomsayer, plus you have lots of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you just lay in more damage here. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty easy. The Force of Nature really dictates that.
And the styles go for the Arcane Intellect or the Acolyte of Pain. Now that you've seen Keeper Acolyte, might feel. Oh yeah, maybe Frostbolt Ping's good enough. I don't know.
I don't think you're really threatened by 2 damage, and you'll have to draw cards in this
some
game
point.
to actually win.
Yeah.
So I think whatever you're doing, it's a card draw option. It's not a Frostbolt option.
Okay, I was considering maybe turn 5, the Arcane and Frostbolt, perhaps.
Oh, that sucks.
Does it? You
Roots.
spawn 2 1/1s, you attack into the Acolyte. Yeah, it
Oh,
sucks. Never
God,
mind.
that
It sucks.
sucks.
It sucks.
It's
I lied.
2 damage.
He's gonna
so-
swipe the Acolyte here.
It's 2 damage to face. It's good, crit.
Well, you're gonna push out the 1/1s here.
Yeah, you want the 1/1s to kind of tempo it a little bit. You'll probably get 2 damage anyway because it's unlikely the mage will just ping twice. The mage is behind on tempo right now, so you get the 2 damage plus you take some tempo back.
Yeah. So I think you just ping an Ice Barrier. Oh, never mind. Nice
Oh,
pick
the
up from
cold.
Thais here. Yeah, Thais played, I think, was it Hyde played 2 and Thais always plays 1 from what I've seen in his Freeze
plays
Mage.
1.
So
Hyde plays 1.
I wouldn't imagine.
The Cone of Cold just replace a Blizzard because it's faster and better against aggro.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Even Juggler.
That's a minion.
And suddenly we are at 14.
Yeah, with the fact that you have Force of Nature and Innervate in your hands, so you can draw the Savage Roar,
Yeah, and I
and
think
the Triumphant's complete.
You literally win the game even if Thais Ice Barriers if you draw Savage Roar.
I don't know. Ice Barrier, Frostbolt looks. Do you still win through that?
No, you have to Ice Barrier and Frostbolt to not die. But
Alright.
But if you're Thais here, you have to assume some level of risk. You're not going to play around getting comboed off an Innervate next turn. Are you serious?
Oh man, there's a chance the game's just over right there, and there's like 2 outs right away. Druid of the Claw wouldn't
This
cut
is
it.
a big way to cut.
Drew the
right?
Saber is... Oh, Drew the Saber I think was 1 off, wasn't it?
This is
2.
still how much damage?
2
10,
off.
12.
It's an extra Druid of the Saber, same exact thing pretty much, except it buffers one of your minions.
And now you're kind of afraid of like Flame Strike and other things, so that way
Yeah.
you're really far off.
If you just go full face, I think that might be your best chance. But then again, if you expect heal bots or Ice Barriers, can you not kill the Emperor with a hand like this? That's the problem. Do you think you can land the lethal?
It's so hard to say.
I think you actually force the Nature Innervate, and you just push for 2 damage to face with a Treant while taking 5. Because you know you're not going to die unless you get Lestrazzled.
Yeah, I think he's gonna keep his combo ultimately.
Yeah, full Smork sounds like a plan.
Man, he's so close.
If you innervate Force of Nature, you could find a second keeper and not have to deal with the Ice Barrier.
Or Swipe or Living Roots.
Yeah, there's a few outs that just bypass the Ice Barrier, whereas if you don't do it now, then that could be developed, and it's putting you in a bit of a weird spot.
I mean, Emperor Thorson leaving it up is okay if you anticipate the game ending the following turn. 'Cause
Right.
He only benefits off of having one round of reduction.
Sometimes,
Versus-
yeah.
Well, all Tice has to do is stay alive one turn, then Elstraza comes down, and he has a pretty good buffer. But I don't think you want to play the anti-heal bot here. I think because you didn't get comboed last turn, it's unlikely you would combo this turn.
I
So
might
you
do
want
heal- I might do
Elstraza
heal
and
bot.
then heal bot.
No, I might go for heal bot for Osbolt. You might Alex Strada
I
offensively.
really don't think so.
No? Okay. I think you're right, apparently, based on this.
It's just when you're behind against a bad matchup, you like every turn you have to assume some level of risk.
Yeah, I mean, if you at least Ice Barrier, then I guess it kind of does the same thing as heal bot. Yeah, you're right. Oh, man.
Whoa.
One off lethal.
Wow.
One
And
off
Shrive
lethal.
I think he might go for it.
Do you have a choice?
I mean, yeah, you have a choice.
Okay,
You
what's the
could-
choice?
I mean,
The
the choice is
the
to
choice
wait.
is-
One turn and
It's-
hope that
it's-
you can kill him right
The
away.
problem is this: if you attack into it with a hero power right now,
Mm.
well, first of all, you won't combo. But the second is that he might have a second ice spear.
Yeah.
You might just like play it and you're really out of range. If you want to call him on his bluff and play that it gets Force of Nature, then and you find out it's ice barrier, then you lose that damage that you could have had.
Striker's also 1 mana off lethal.
Yeah, he's 1 mana, 1 damage. It's like the typical, what happened
Oh,
to me?
very typical.
Yeah,
Yeah, and now the Alex Straza just puts it out of range.
yeah.
The 14 heal. That's
Woo!
just GG basically.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't see how Stripecrow finds any lethal past this point, unless we miscalculated and we're just bad like usual. But I don't
I
know.
think Striker couldn't afford to play around anything here. I think he's basically all in. He was
You
I
can
think
kill Thorson here. Okay.
he could. But
yeah. Both Ice Barrier and Ice Block did the same thing, so Striker knows he's all in here. He just hopes that Dice doesn't have it.
Uh-oh.
And Dice
But
has
he's got it.
Yeah,
I would even Frostbolt Iceland's face here.
he's done him good.
That doesn't really matter. Come on.
Why not?
Because you have Ansonitis.
Okay, that's a good reason. That's a
So you
really
just
good
go like Archmage, Blood Mage, and then play all the spells.
So yeah, I guess, but at this point, the Antonitis has lived too long. Like Shrevko can like legitimately concede, even though he's at 28 health. He's been had.
reason. Yeah.
You got me.
Oh, Nihilum gets the first game then.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, there is a small chance that Tice
Plays everything
somehow
wrong.
plays terribly, but
Yeah.
I think it's below 1%.
It's lethal here.
It's below like 0.1.
Isn't it lethal here?
With Blood Mage, with Archmage. I mean, can you even
Oh,
play?
right, 'cause
Yeah,
he
you can do
has,
another Fireball.
yeah.
That's right. You're right. Great point.
It's so funny. All right, well,
That's so funny. You seem very amused.
Well, he can't use the Fireball if he plays
he
Emperor.
plays the
If he
Thanos.
plays the Thanos.
Yeah.
8, 7, 15.
And then you heal
20. No,
bot.
he didn't have lethal. It was 21.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're awful.
Alright. Just wants to heal up.
Good enough.
Make
though.
it so he absolutely cannot lose.
Wow. That was a crazy game. I really thought Stripecrow was going to be able to put pressure on Thais, despite the fact that his board was pretty small. It was just Itis Dark.
Honestly, if you look at it, it came down to that Ice Lance on the crazy opener.
Yeah.
And if Tice didn't do that,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
That was the deciding factor
Yeah.
in that game.
It was a good suggestion. It's just like as soon as you talked about it, just a little bit, it made a lot of sense because it is an aggressive deck. It doesn't have Ancient of Lores where
Mhm.
you need that reach damage
Mhm.
because what happens in the traditional Freeze Mage versus Druid is the Druid pressures, and then you have an Alex Straza opportunity sometimes, and if you do, then your opponent just Ancient of Lore heals himself, and you need extra reach damage.
Yeah, that's
But Ice
difficult
Lance-
to find without the Ice Lance
Yeah,
at
Ice
that
Lance
point.
is just a stall. It's basically buys you a turn.
Yeah.
Well, it's 1 point on the board. Traditionally, that's meant very little, but that is with a deck that has struggled to gain a few wins in the last few
The
games.
Freeze Mage.
Yeah, it's one of the weaknesses of Nihilum's lineup, and
Yeah, and
it's kind of like throwing your worst deck out there. I don't know if it's the worst deck, but it's not the best.
Yeah.
It's probably safely in the lower half. To get a win with that deck is a bit of a bigger deal.
Yeah, what other deck do they have that
And a good
actually
matchup, too.
just
Druid's
looks
good.
pretty? The Druid is supposed to be good for the Druid player, but this type of Druid I think is maybe a lot weaker.
Yeah,
against
it's
it.
true because the mid-range pressure druid is it's like for the same reason mid-range hunter is really
Yeah.
powerful is because like
Mhm.
you just can't really guarantee the board clear and they have so much ways to reload the hand versus aggro is very all in on the board. So as soon as you dealt with it one time, it was gone. So Strifecore's momentum was cut immediately, and the hype train for Nihilums keeps on going. It's just not going to stop.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Can
oh,
any
wait,
team
never
stop
mind.
them?
Yeah, really the weak point that's still left on Nihilum's team has been this handlock or demon handlock of Life Coach.
Yeah.
So,
but it's got Colento in its sights. I mean, you look at that Dragon Priest and you look at the Patient
if
Warrior,
it lands on the Dragon Priest.
Yeah.
I mean, I've actually lost 2 games against Dragon Priest, but it takes some terrible luck to actually lose against Dragon Priest as Demon Handlock. Demon Handlock is just a deck that
maybe.
If you get the Moltons, often the Priest has no answer. We actually know that Colento has the one Light Bomb.
Right.
Yeah, he does. But he's not playing like the super control.
It's more minion
based,
based,
right?
A little bit more aggressive.
Such a shame. I just want to see like more of that action because I want to see like the one legendary that like no one expects to just do some crazy
Faux Reaper.
Yeah, Faux Reaper to come out.
KT.
Or like,
I'll take the KT.
What if you get like the Thermal Plug Mechanir, whatever card, and then you just like
Thermal Plug.
And then you just
with
use like
patrons.
You use like Leopard Gnome to kill your opponent.
Okay, no, that's unfortunate. I really wanted to see like a lot of
that's
patrons
just cool stuff
with faceless or something.
All right. I'm in. At this stage, I think it's still both sides have very strong decks, a lot of options. Literally, you can do anything. I actually think at this stage in the tournament,
Hunter from
teams have often in the past just rolled dice.
I might play the handlock from Life Coach right now. I mean, you have
there really is very little strategy at this stage still.
Early on.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. How does the handlock from Life Coach fare against the Strifecrow's Druid? Because if that's the case, then the only 2 sort of bad matchups would be the Hunter and the Secret Pally to an extent. So that would leave it like a 66% good field, assuming.
I would imagine it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Same reasons.
Okay.
Like, basically, the cards that are weak against handlock are the cards that don't do enough, and it's usually the mid-range minions against like the big threats.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have Druid of the Claw and they have like Mountain Giant, like you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
But that was like traditionally before combo arrived. Now you still have the tempo cards, you still have Innervate, you still have like Shredder, and even these Lightbane Sisters, which makes it. Or sorry,
just to recap, I think we saw the first game where Theiss with his Freeze Mage took a victory over Strifecrow's Druid.
Close victory at that. It was a 1 health at some point. So.
And we're going to try to go underway here. We have ECOP queuing up with Hunter against Life Coach's Warlock. They basically decided the matchup as we were having those technical issues, so this one was locked in from before we went down.
So ECOP with the Hunter, I think that's definitely a good matchup. Maybe Demon Handlock's got a bit of a better matchup in that case.
It's interesting. I mean, we were actually talking about this downstairs during one of the breaks.
Whoa. The game is underway.
Okay.
Well, let's do this then. There's double owl in ECOP's hand and a Worgen.
Typical ECOP.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's from Fight Night back in the day.
Yeah. Oh my! It hasn't changed, right? I can still recognize.
He has the doggy on his shirt, man.
I do remember that this was the moment where he beat Trump in some match, and he like used Alakir.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Back when the card was considered awful.
Well, all right. At least they're up. They're going.
Yeah, Life Coach, they had the pictures up instead of the images, so the intimidation is not quite there, and you won't see him mumble to himself. But those 2 teams, even though there's a lot of stress for getting that first place, they're still somewhat relieved by the fact that they've hit a really comfortable spot in the.
Well, this is somewhat of a hybrid / face hunter that we're actually seeing from ECOP.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we were talking about downstairs earlier was the fact that none of these new Demon Handlock decks actually can run Sludge Belcher anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
And that really affects this matchup more than any other, because Sludge Belcher denies all those small creatures so much better than some of the other taunts do.
Yeah. How outraged are you on a scale of 1 to 10, Frodan, that there's no Belcher in the Handlock?
Pretty sad. Pretty sad. I thought it was originally regular Handlock first, but yeah, you're right, generally speaking. But the lack of Belchers really makes it difficult, but at the same time there's 2 owls, so it's like realistically how successful would it have been? In fact, it would have given him some opportunity to use these owls, because most likely one of them is just gonna sit there for a kill command activation.
Yeah.
Explosive Sheep, no.
Oh god.
It always feels like Master Swordsmith is like more common than it feels like.
We've seen like 3 of them this tournament,
like
right?
It's
Master
like always
Swordsmith
there.
Is very common.
Yeah, it's actually rare, but.
That's correct, Noxious. 400 points.
What if actually the minions you got were like in order of rarity? You would get many less Lord Walker Chos, unfortunately.
Yeah, and a lot more like explosive sheeps and stuff.
But the thing is, you get a lot fewer Doomsayers. I would actually appreciate if the rarity was inversed. If you
Right, you get
intentionally got
more
more
rocket
legendaries and
shells.
epics.
Oh, you know
Okay.
what? I could dig that.
So you get some really high value enchants, right?
If you got
Like-
Doomsayer like 10% of the time, people would really reconsider playing
Right.
Shredder.
Yeah. Or if you craft Sneeds, it's like a really high chance of getting a legendary minion.
Yeah, I think it's a great
Yeah.
call. Yeah,
So it's high
Okay.
value.
yeah, it's a really high value
All right.
series. I like it.
Chris thinking real hard with the key to that troll was
No,
that
no.
Sneed spawns a legendary minion every
Of course.
Does it?
No way.
I didn't know that. All right, so we see the Dark Bomb kill on the Master Swordsmith. I mean, he's thinning the board a bit. Didn't play a heal bot. You know, in some cases here, I might have played a heal bot myself just to make sure that I was
I may have just gone face.
as a
Face?
hand bot. Yeah, as a hand bot.
Face.
Okay, face.
I think going face as the hunter is generally
The only
not
way.
a really good idea in that scenario because of the
Molten.
fact that you don't really have a way to get past the Moltens outside of just the one kill command. But when you're like have the Arcane Golem and everything prepared, I think it's fine.
Firebite was telling me about this, that the problem with face hunters is if the second you don't include like high main, you can no longer threaten the big board ever.
Yeah.
So you're always just playing the chip away game.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, we look at Molten Giant with the Dark Bomb, trade plus heal bot. I mean, with a 16 health Warlock, and all you've got is a Leper Gnome and no Chargers, and there's another heal bot. I think Life Coach must feel really safe on that hand.
Yeah, this is really bad spot for the face hunter because now he's on the 3-turn clock, which is going to be extended because of Jaraxxus and Mal'Ganis.
Yeah, the double protection.
And heal
I
bot.
think
Yeah, and
that's
heal
actually
bot, yeah.
a win. Game.
Yeah, you just don't lose.
There's just like no way to handle it.
Yeah.
The thing is, you kind of want to stall heal bot one turn, but
You have
That's a little
Jaraxxus
dicey.
and Mal'Ganis, so it's like just survive turn 8 and you win.
Yeah.
yeah.
Drop them one after the other. I mean, he might sound soft, the Mal'Ganis, but Jaraxxus is
Why
at
do you
least
think you
guaranteed
played
to
the
come
abusive
down.
sergeant just to avoid 3 damage or the 8 damage perhaps?
I think his rationale is that next turn he only has enough men to owl kill command hero power, so
Yeah.
abusive sergeant needs to come down for the 2 damage anyways.
Just
But
the body, yeah.
like, he's saying like I need to win in the next 2 turns.
2 turns to actually
because my
win this
opponent will
game.
kill me in 3 turns.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna look really awful.
But
when he sees
that
the
abusive
bot.
might actually be 2 damage.
Yeah, legitimately it could be, but he used one of his chargers and he wants to be mana efficient, and I think it's one of those scenarios where if he draws quick shot and other cards like that, he wants to be mana efficient.
I think he actually leaves the Leper Gnome up. I think he wants to play Mal'Ganis and then trade into it. It
Makes
does 2
sense.
damage that way anyway.
Yeah. I think also you don't want to miss 8 damage. I think that's the big thing.
Right.
As much as you feel very secure in your spot, it's just you don't want to give Hunter more time than necessary.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one game. Actually, I think you were playing it with Artosis. Like you played an insane amount of heals.
Mhm.
You like ganged up your antique heal bot, and like I think you healed for like 70.
And you were
HP,
still-
lost to face Hunter.
Yeah.
Because like it's just you give them time, they just keep doing a lot of damage.
I do believe that Face Hunter was running like Reckless Rocketeer though, so that wasn't exactly a fair game. But
it's a
you're
super
probably
face
right.
hunter. It's like the next evolution.
Yeah.
It is the final form.
Yeah.
Just type in charge and put in everything. Bluegill Warrior, Reckless Rocketeer, put in the Stormwind Knight,
Yep.
even Captain Skycrack.
Well, there is a chance that Ecop takes this, right? Because I'm looking at this and I'm if Mal'Ganis falls down, and
You
he
can silence.
sounds like if another kill command gets picked up, that is lethal through Mal'Ganis.
That's true. What else can you do? If you Jaraxxus, you actually can't die.
If he trades the Leper Gnome now, and Mal'Ganis never gets to trade with it, like there are many more outs than just the second kill command.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the trade would probably be
Well, it's the same amount of
Okay.
damage. 2
oh,
face
yeah,
damage
he's
or
two-face.
2 damage off the death rattle.
Yeah, you don't miss it. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it's the same amount.
Noxious lied.
Life coach is like, what?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, in his mind, it's like he just wants to get this beast out just in case he draws anything else too. But the Mal'Ganis here.
All right. Well, actually, it looks like Jaraxxus would have been safer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I
Like,
mean, it's kind of inconsequential.
No, if you have, oh, there's no kill command now.
I mean, the fact is, you silence this and you kill command hero power, but you still need 3 more damage. and if he did that, he only had he had to draw.
Life coach was like, oh my god.
Am I dead again?
Oh, no.
Is that gonna be another Eloise turn? Come on, Blizzard.
Yeah, he's like really worried.
Oh my god.
Life coach, it's a bluff. It's a bluff. Yeah, he's like,
Come on, play it, Econ.
Life coach won't concede.
Life coach is not RDU.
Yeah.
Well, but then again, I wouldn't concede in this spot either.
You should
right?
not concede.
Yeah, there's a lot of money on the line. Life coach gets a 2-0 lead for Nihilum
Scary
in a
moment.
really bad matchup.
I feel like that's happened to me on ladder like way too many times.
Yeah, the double kill command
Thanks,
stuff.
thanks. Rope goes out. Doesn't have it. Yeah.
Hunters are actually pretty good at trying to bluff, at least.
Miles wants to say something.
Hello, Miles.
Alright, hey guys.
Space Hunter just apparently can't be bothered to play around Moltons. So if you get Molten,
No.
you lose.
It's
And you do a
literally
lot
that.
of a lot of chip away damage. So if the Warlock has a bit of healing there, a bit of taunt here, a bit of healing there, just keeps up with all the damage.
It's
So
yeah.
I mean, we saw that second variation play out in that game.
It always comes down to the last few hit points, but it's one of those things again, like we always talk about with like Freeze Mage versus Patron, for example. It's just like you either barely kill them over, or a lot of times it's like you just rubber band up and you never had a chance.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it always has really one close moment. The reason why is because Face Hunter's damage is very linear, and then you have something like Mid-Range Hunter, which kind of grows exponentially, or more
Yeah.
aggressively.
Yeah, the idea is you play the high main, you play maybe another creature with it, and you leave the opponent at like 14 or 16, and they can't
Sometimes even like
Molten.
20.
Yeah,
and then it's
you-
like you hit with low
yeah.
feb and high main and kill
Right.
command hero power. It's like, oh, that was like 22 damage. And I
Yeah.
die.
Yeah. It starts with like 2, 3, and then suddenly ramps up like 10 and over. Anyway, so lineup wise, do you think they'll try to go for RDU to just seal one game on each of the players to avoid the bench, or?
Perhaps. We actually don't know what
Because-
RD's situation.
They figured ECOP, they don't want to risk getting benched early on.
Yeah.
It just kind of makes it stupid. Even though it's not as consequential, you just don't want to take any risks like that. And ECOP's lineup with like Zoo is definitely better against the Druid, but they got out-thought by Kalento picking the Priest here.
Let's see if Dice is as good as he always is at getting the wild growths, and well, so far so good. right?
Darnassus, Aspirin, and the Inner
Oh
Base.
man, this is either amazing or terrible. Well, it's looking pretty amazing,
It's
depending on
not-
the follow-ups.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, I've seen worse.
The really interesting thing is
You can
if
turn one Emperor.
If you turn one Emperor,
You
like
lose.
how? Well, you can't say that for sure.
No, I think you it's an all-in.
it
it's
can't
like-
be death.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
There
afford
is
it.
no answer.
There is no answer to that turn.
Yeah,
And you can't say you lose
okay.
just based off that.
Oh,
'Cause,
there
like,
is an answer.
You have to have a shredder, I
Power
think,
Word
to
Shield,
justify,
Inner
right?
Fire.
Oh god.
Would you put it past
are we
Kalento?
really playing that game?
I mean, I could see
I guess-
the crazy all-in right now. I mean, if he doesn't get deathed, he gets 10 damage in.
Yeah, like you can't kill it with Doom. Like if you play Doomsayer, for example, then you actually can't kill that either.
Yeah, but I don't know about, I don't know. I feel like if you're into Wormer Stations, what are you getting discounted, really?
It's not about that. It's that it's a 5/5 command that sees the board, and you're
Okay.
going to be able to play things for free, and that ramps too.
Oh, that Velen's not going to work.
Yeah. I mean, Kalento right now is in a world of hurt, but I think he's going to stabilize, maybe, depending on what the top deck is from
Yeah.
Tice.
And look, he curves out
Yeah, this is
to the next
perfect.
turn.
You can Drew the Clonic spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I don't think. See, like this is why it's like really dangerous to be like, well, this is like you get removed and you lose, because like the whole point is that Druid can run dry, but he actually used cards that would run dry. Like if he drew another Innervate, he actually wouldn't play anything, but most likely he could play whatever minion came. out next.
Never mind. I mean, I guess ultimately you're right. I've seen too many of those all-in plays go wrong, so I wouldn't have done it. I would have probably gotten punished for not doing it.
Well, I think the alternative was
Even worse.
just as bad, because if
Yeah.
you let Priest take the tempo,
Yeah,
then
things
you
like
lose.
Velen
Villains
start
chosen start
being a big problem.
snowballing. Okay. Makes sense, considering I think Dragon Priest is actually the biggest threat to Druid that we've ever seen come out of Priest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big card.
Yeah.
Because without that, he didn't have the dragon plus 1 attack taunt battle cry, which would have made it so that creature literally dies for free.
Yes.
All right, swipe trade. Well, you'd have to at least play the shade prior to that, I'd imagine.
I think if you do a swipe trade, you'd consider throwing in the Darnassus rather than the Druid of the Clock, because
right.
you know he has a dragon and you would be threatened by
Yeah.
by Blackwing Corruptor, which he has. I mean, we know he has that, But when you're looking at 4 blank cards, you have to imagine these situations to make this play.
Are you ever mad that they Cabal Shower Priest your Darnassus Aspirant?
That's true.
Are you ever mad? I don't know. I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, I might even thank him.
He might.
I might even send you a thank you card.
Yeah, I think he might go like Ecop style or Forsen style. That was Firebat versus the.
There's a legitimate case to playing Wild Growth here, but
what are you? That's kind of the same argument I want to bring up as like the Emperor all in. I mean, it worked out, and there was no punish, but
it's about like making
Suicide
sure
of Darnassus.
Yeah, how does he get punished here? Like, I mean, there's no Nova.
Again, he's playing into some. He's making a play that has no punish.
Yeah, I like this play because 6 mana is not really that good. It's usually just Force of Nature, and you already played the 6 drop that's in your deck, which is Emperor Thorson. He might have Sylvanas, but I think he can generally play pretty much anything in his deck, barring 7 drops.
The other thing is you're really screwed right now.
How good is Twilight Whelp with Villain's Chosen ever, like on the following turn?
That's not a...
It's a bit too late though. If there's a trade, at least it'll kill the Druid of the Claw.
Oh man, that's
so
a
good.
big draw.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Pull the trade.
Yeah, you can attack because you know there's no.
Shadow
There's like
Madness,
a very low risk of Shadow Madness.
Kalento's actually shaking his head.
Ooh.
He's frustrated in a game of Hearthstone.
Well, he's
weird.
He still can just shoot down stuff with his Blackwing Corruptor.
Yeah, you can even powered shield it. It's kind of a insurance against the Druid of the Claw trading away.
Yeah.
But Dice is still looking 8 damage on board plus the Savage. Or if he picks up another Savage, or how does he have it? Simply.
866. Yep. That is lethal.
Yeah. So I think you just like push face and hope something sticks.
You push face because there's not an efficient trade.
Yeah,
If
there's
you
no
want,
good trade.
If you want to toss in the Savage Roar, you can't play the Pilot Shredder, which doesn't feel very efficient. And you know the Blackwing Corruptor will be able to pick up the kill on the Druid of the Claw anyways.
Yeah, I feel like though, like if Size plays the Shredder, right, and the Nova will finish off the Druid of the Claw,
I mean,
the Drake will die.
If Kalento can't heal for more than 2, he has lethal next turn.
Right, but he does have
He does
the
have Nova.
Holy Nova
Yeah.
next turn.
That's what I'm looking at. Like if this Shredder actually isn't enough to threaten Kalento, and he picks up another taunt, even a small one, Warmer Stager would be sufficient. Then there's a chance Thies just never is able to swing back on the board.
Yeah, but the Holy Nova is a pretty big deal. Like,
Yeah, it really
the fact
is.
that the only thing is that it's a little unfortunate Kalento can't attack first and then Holy Nova to regain some board presence. By like making sure the Blackwing Corruptor is at full health, and he's gonna want to prioritize healing the Blackwing Corruptor, but he does put himself within like a weird critical health stage.
Also, he's dead if it spawns something with
3
attack, or is it 2 attack?
Well, actually, with the
Wait,
heals, I
I'm
think.
imagining he's gonna kill
Yeah,
the
the
Drake,
Drake. Yeah.
because there's just too much power on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Shredder, I mean, if you pick up on the Blackwing Corruptor, it's a different story. Like,
Yeah.
you can win. So
One
that's
more turn would have been so much better though, because he could
That's
actually
what I
balance
see.
Chosen and ball the Shredder right away. But
Well, he's gonna leave the Black Corruptor at 2 health anyway, so Thice is gonna Savage Roar anyway.
he thinks. I think there's.
that's a good point.
Okay.
He's not healing. So we're looking at a total of 8 damage right now for Thies. At least
9.
9? Oh, yeah, the Hero Power. Oh,
Ooh, that's a wild growth then, right? Into the
I'd imagine.
combo.
Yeah. I mean, if Warmer's Ancient falls down, unless he gets buffed with health, you can usually guarantee a kill on it.
Yeah.
So.
Tice is Druid.
really well.
So,
he's
I just want
really
to
good.
mess with it ever.
Yeah. I think that's why he says he's a good
seems
class.
Master Druid.
Yeah.
He's also like somehow getting these double innervate plays early on.
I don't get it.
Double
Double
Innervate,
kill.
Darnassus, Wild Growth, Emperor.
Yeah, and then double innervate boom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On turn 3 against Kibler. You can't even be mad, but at some point, Dice is gonna have to pay. I don't know when. Maybe just like the grueling series is
I mean,
compensation.
it's
for the good
also we can always like oversimplify it, but
You're
I think
right,
it's
right.
also his deck that he's built that seems to be really refined with how like it wants to go as well. So it's a very standard list, but
It's
you
not
can see
going
why it's
crazy.
good.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the way Kalento wins this game is if a taunt spawns from the Shredder and then he cabals it. Like if he gets an Annoyatron, he
Oh,
actually
man,
prevents
yeah.
lethal.
Or
That's a great
or like a
point.
Twilight Guardian, I think.
Guard Guardian, Warmer Stage,
almost like the same
take
thing.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
But then again, it would actually be possibly better.
There's only one Twilight Guardian there.
Yeah.
But he only needs two
2 trees to
tree
go
ants
through.
to go
yeah.
through.
There needs to be Warmer Stage into Valence Chosen. It's not looking like it so far.
Well, the Power Word Shield makes a Neutron actually stop lethal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
it does.
Oh, are you sure? Okay.
That's underwhelming.
Yeah, that actually helps.
Yeah.
Wait. If he steals that? No, it's
No,
a starter.
starter. It's not a vitality totem, Prodan.
Dang.
The dream is dead.
Because if it did heal at the
It
end
still
of the
wouldn't be
turn-
enough. It'd still be 14 if it was a vitality.
So you have to top deck
Is it
Wormist Agent
4?
here.
4 HP?
Right?
Yep.
Restored?
Yeah.
You can actually win with Wormist. Like, you Power Chill your guy, you Wormist Agent into Valence Chosen, you have 8 health on it, and you're still safe.
Clento, not really happy with his options
Yeah,
here.
he has to get something here or it's over.
Oh!
Wormrest Agent
Wow.
is not enough. Though.
Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure.
With the
the
he
Valence
kills the
Chosen.
Lightwell though.
No, the Valence Chosen.
What?
Okay, well,
Well, good
Clento
game.
just died.
Yeah.
I think it's like, well,
Wormers would
your
have been
opponent has
8 health. It would have been enough.
Yeah, it would have been enough to survive if he
Yeah.
used the Valence Chosen. But okay, Tyze also draws a second Savage Roar here, but it's like, how do you peg your opponent to have exactly those cards?
Yeah, he drew, like, he's left with one card in his hand that he didn't even need. So, I mean, we have to say this is a pretty good draw from Tyce. Well played. 3-0 for
Right.
Nihilum.
This is sizing up to be a
6-0.
bit of a
Some
one-sided
of these
decks
match.
actually match up pretty well. Like, I think Face Hunter is slightly worse than Midrange Hunter, but Face Hunter beats Midrange Hunter, right?
Yeah.
So it's got some of these like quirky kind of matchups that, if they match up properly, the score difference isn't as significant.
Yeah, but if RDU is playing Hybrid, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Hybrid has the edge over Pure Face, but I'm not entirely sure. I think they can get the bulkier minions and swing in for a little bit more damage in the mid game. So
I mean, it does have freezing traps, I believe.
yeah,
So, I think based off of the class that's best over all of these, I think you just go with Clento's Patron. I think risking getting benched is not that big of a deal if you lose the next one, because you most likely you're going to be able to tack on.
all right. Strive Pro is gonna try the Druid. You know, the aggro-ish Druid that we saw earlier with Itis Darkbane and Mark of the Wild against RDU playing Paladin.
That's
All
a
right.
pretty powerful opening hand, potentially.
Especially against an aggressive deck.
Yeah,
I would probably
It's
toss
merciless against an aggressive
maybe the
deck.
back.
Savage
I'd
Combat.
probably toss back a Savage Combat.
I wouldn't toss back anything.
All right.
The thing is, like, you're probably going to use Flame Juggler and Keeper for board control, and you're going to probably use that Innervate. So I think I'd rather get, like, Living Roots and other cards like that. So that way I can get early game board.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh, looks like he kept the Savage.
Wait, you just
Okay.
Innervate coin Savage Combatant, you're good to go. But with
Kind
this
of.
on, maybe you're worried about Blessing of Might suddenly.
Oh yeah, that's true. Blessing Might is a card you know
Yeah.
is in the deck. That makes things really complicated.
Yeah, this makes
So just Flame Juggler instead. Coin Flame Juggler, and then
Yeah.
Innervate out something next
like a
turn.
keeper. Well, then again, Savage Combatant has the potential to snowball, but if there's only one that you're trying to
You can't
remove,
just play
it's,
two
it's not that
creatures,
great.
What do you think about just coining a Flame Juggler and the
The
Power of the Wild?
That's a good play too. I think that what it doesn't. I think you really want to make sure that you have something to do on the following turn. You can hero power, but you want to be hero power twice.
Yeah,
And
you're
if your
right.
opponent plays like Muster, you're going to be in big trouble, which he does have.
Yeah, the 2/4 is also a lot less all-in
Yeah.
against something like a Monster for Battle
I think I
than a
like.
Savage Combatant.
I think I really like Flame Juggler.
Yeah.
Actually,
Gets it.
is it good to like hero power that down? I don't think so.
Instead,
Like using the Innervate to hero power that down. I don't think there's actually any.
It's not that
value.
threatening. Like if he wants the Blessing Might and trade, you just
Yeah.
let him.
yeah, and if he plays Argent Protector, what do you care really? Like it's only gonna give
Well, there's
another
no
shield, and
way.
You lose a 2/2. Yeah, exactly.
That's
Like,
why
it
he's
makes no
playing
sense.
Archer Protector
Yeah.
there.
Plus, I think the Innervate is just so much more valuable if you put a 4-drop here. Like the Keeper of the Grove is such a big deal. Like you can silence the 1/2
creeper.
and then trade and just leave a 1/1 on the board.
Yeah, this is actually going to put RDU on the back foot for probably the rest of the game, just based on that interview.
I just feel that the keeper is better used on other cards.
Whoa, that's going to be really
Yeah, I guess you're right for the Blessing of Kings, but if he has no minions ever, Blessing of Kings can't land. So
It's
like,
really
good
hard to set up the
philosophy,
situation.
yeah.
it's true, especially if he plays Muster for battle.
Yeah.
Right.
But that is one way to look at it.
Yeah,
The
RDU
Savage
is
Combatant
something
just
like
gets
that.
really punished by Muster. That's it.
Yeah, I think Keep of the Grove is just overall stronger. I mean, with Mark of the Wild as well, it's giving you a pretty big body that you don't care about losing. It's already done kind of what it needed to.
This is, but the Druid deck's like really good at being able to board control despite wanting to be aggressive, though. That's why it's more of like a hybridish deck, even though it's very fast.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to assess if you can be aggressive or defensive, and like that's why you have these cards which can be used defensively, like Mark of the Wild, even though you have like 2 Savage Horrors and you don't have any more.
But look how aggressive RDU can play this. Like, he can muster for battle, followed by muster again and competitive spirit.
Yeah, but I don't know, with the amount of minions
That's
on the board.
disgusting.
Yeah, but I mean, he can clean up.
Well, they're
a
gonna
lot
get
of them,
promoted.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know, the Mark of the Wild can stop. Oh, he's gonna go for the Savage Combatant instead.
Yeah, it's the best tempo play. It's fine.
Okay.
It's like the Keeper of the Grove is very weak to just like it's just gonna always be playing cleanup duty, and the Savage Combatant gives you this conditions like, well, if this doesn't get killed, I can always use my hero power, and it's not that bad. It's
To
like
win the
100
game,
hero
yeah.
power. In fact, I always love it when I get Savage Combatant off Web Spinner because that makes my hero
that's
power
so
much
insane.
better. Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
it's enough to you can guarantee that if they're playing on mobile, there's no more phone.
Have you had the piloted Shredder Savage Combatant? That's a good one.
What?
Piloted.
Sky Golem.
About Silent.
Oh. No, I have. Cause I don't play much with Pilot's Guide Golem. Is it pretty good?
In Arena, yeah.
Sorry, in Arena,
It's,
yeah.
it's better than pretty good.
It's excellent.
What is he thinking about here? I don't get it.
Competitive Spirit Hero Power.
Oh, come on.
I think.
There's no way.
No. Well,
Maybe he's thinking about what he should attack with it. If he should be cleaning the Flame Juggler, or if he should be.
because there's no
attacking
swipe
this.
next turn, right? Like that's kind of the question. Do I even kill that 2/2 or do I not?
Either way, you get in trouble through swipe in the next couple turns, but there's no real.
Oh, there it is. I think if that card wasn't drawn, it would actually be the game. But that is the card to get for Strife Crow.
Oh man, I think Strifer just wet his pants a little bit. That was such an important draw.
He didn't even smile, actually.
Yeah, I don't think he went.
Yeah, because
unless
he's very uncomfortable.
it's the poker
sitting.
face.
Okay.
It's the poker face.
Oh my god, that was a smile. I think I saw a smirk.
He's like, there's no way I lose.
It was
now.
at least half a smirk.
Okay. He doesn't want to give it away to RDU from like.
It was that big.
across the
It was pretty
continent.
big.
Yeah.
I think there's a case for like being aggressive on the other end, like Power of the Wild, but then I guess he's afraid of True Silver Champion, of like it controlling state of the board. Is that enough damage to justify it? Like you can.
I think Mark of the Wild might be sufficient. I don't know, because like a 4/4, you're running to True Silver, however, so maybe there's no reason to do that. Like
Mark,
the weapon would
Mark does the
punish
same
it.
thing as Power of the Wild, but make
Right.
it less all in on
Exactly.
like, the minions. Like True Silver can't kill everything, so I think Power of the Wild is like decent here.
But if you don't trade, you're kind of giving away the swipe info, or do you? I mean, it depends what you do with the 2/2, I guess. So you'd at least plot the spider.
Yeah, this is kind of to play around kings.
Yeah.
Usually when you
yeah,
see the board filled up a lot, you just want to play around kings because you think it's going to land.
Oh,
Something close is going to land, though.
So 2, 4, 6, and then muster again.
consecration clear the entire board.
I
Is that ever a thing?
I think it's too risky to muster again right now.
Sure, on turn 4.
Just because you have no follow-up right now.
Yeah.
Like,
The thing is, if you consecrate and you clear the board.
You keep this. You keep 2 spiders and a 1/1. Assuming you use your face, which you won't. Never mind.
No.
You'll keep like 2 spiders.
there you go.
Yeah.
You have to play Blessing of Might right now.
Yeah.
Blessing of Might does as much damage as Consecrate.
So you
So
trade the
it's-
1/1s and you.
It basically means I think it's a higher tempo play, and you have to play tempo.
Well, he doesn't like it.
Okay. Instead, going for the 1/1 token. So then, Strike Crow will control
The
board
rest
the
of the
keeper,
game.
right?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if he goes, oh
No,
yeah.
I was gonna say I don't know if you keep her, but you have 2 now, so yes, you keep her.
We think, but the alternative was to swipe or to play Power of the Wild.
Part of the wild attack is
I think
not
swipe
that
would be
bad.
too weak.
It slows down the game even
Yeah.
more. If you're slowing down the game and not too ahead on cards, you really don't develop any win condition for your opponent.
So Blitzing might trade. That,
I mean,
seems,
this
that seems
is-
wonky, but at the same time, like, I mean,
It's pretty good.
that could do a lot. Well, it could look like it does a lot for RDU.
It could do a lot, but again, you have this weird issue where you go all in, and if you have swipe, you lose the game. So do you really want to do that? Like, if you want to do that, you want to hold back something. If you play Juggler and Muster, you don't hold back anything.
You know
play-
what the RDU needs? Mistress Challenger top deck.
I think you just play. I think you just don't Muster. Actually, I think you Blessing of Might the 1/1. You attack that in, and then you Juggler dude.
Yeah, and you just try to play it slowly before going all in.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, Striker has exactly what he needs to deal with this, right? He's gonna try it out.
I guess this is fine too.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like I think he's accepting if he's playing too slow, then he also gets in trouble.
Yeah,
So
I actually like this because the swipe force from Strife Crow basically means that he has to spend his entire turn doing nothing but clearing, which means the juggler might actually get
And
out.
he might not. I mean, swiping the face is probably the best way to deal with it because you play around Avenge and Competitive Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do it.
I can't imagine you wouldn't, because once they become 2/2s, they're a bit tougher. You have to use Force or the Keeper to deal with them. Oh, the top deck! Oh, look at his
Are
face!
you fist pump?
Oh man!
Oh.
He brought back the.
That's the
5
first time it's
secrets.
happened.
5
What?
secrets. For
It's
RDA.
actually landed on 5 secrets. He's
RDA,
never had that before.
Oh right, because he's always had so
In-
many one hubs.
Yeah,
right?
in the first iteration, he
Yeah,
just
like,
didn't have 5 secrets, and in the iteration he brought today, he's always drawn at least one of the 5 secrets before the challenger.
Yeah.
That is crazy
That's
for
that's
RDA.
game changing right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he needed to get
Strife
in.
Crow, you're in trouble, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, he just got to go for like the silence play, I think, and maybe clean up with a force afterwards.
Who do you think had the best hand starting in the game?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
Hard to
both,
say,
when
right?
you have 2 mustards, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Strife Crow having an innervate play with stuff to do was really interesting too.
So you could go for an attack into Keeper to silence off the buffs from the Mr. Challenger, but it's going to become a 7/7 right afterwards with the second competitive spirit.
Oh, it's gonna get
It's going to
yeah.
be pretty. It's going to be a pretty mediocre turn if you do that. So
Right, Repentance, summon that.
put minions on the board.
Is he gonna attack with the hero power and trigger the
Avenge.
Avenge? I don't know.
Does he have the choice? I mean, at
He
some point,
does.
the force of nature actually helps you deal with that a bit better later.
He did not trigger.
Yeah, that Last Justice is going to take care of the 2/1, which again is a bit of an issue.
No, that works out all right.
It doesn't allow him to hero power with the Force of Nature next turn though,
Is he thinking of trading into the 3/2?
because he wants to play his juggler on hero power.
Yeah,
That's reasonable.
I guess. I mean, Wrath hero power can't happen.
Really sucks against second swipe, but that's extremely
But it's actually okay against second swipe.
Yeah,
because
you
the
have to
juggler
consider
gets
the
buffed.
avenges, you have to consider the get downs, you have to
Yeah.
consider the redemptions.
Everything
True-
kind of
true that.
works. Dr. Boom is probably one of the biggest swing cards in Strike Crow's deck potentially.
Okay.
That's not it.
So I think he's just cornered because if he takes out the knife juggler, that just buffs another minion.
That's fine.
That's probably the best
Not
way to.
really though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you have to do is win with combo. That's the only way you do it.
So you keep her the face.
No,
No.
I think you keeper the juggler
Yeah.
and trigger the get down, and you have to top deck Drew of the Claw, Swipe, or Wrath.
In order to deal damage.
I mean, he's at 15 right now.
You could hero
so
power
you just trigger the noble sacrifice.
Yeah.
Keep her to 3/2.
No, you keep her 3 first, so you don't get juggled.
Oh, you're right.
Well, it would get. There's a redemption.
You get juggled
You
twice.
can play into innervate as well. Just like keep her the face.
Oh, you do get redemption. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do have to do it first.
Yeah.
You're right. No, Noxious is right. You have to play it on redemption as well. So you do have to just take 2 juggles here. That sucks.
Hurts a bit, but.
And it really sucks if it buffs the juggler, by the way. It really sucks.
Oh my god. What if it does? What if it does? Alright.
No?
But he's still. I mean, this minion there is.
He's just gonna
crazy.
silence it there, seems.
Yeah. And from then on, I think it's just cruise control to
Just a
victory
6/6
for RDU.
now.
Look at that damage.
It stops
output.
4 damage, but I think you're just better off just killing the...
Oh.
Wow!
Combo
I think
is not-
that is actually the seal. Like,
Yeah, looks like it. There's no combo
that just
possible.
stops
Wow.
combo from happening. That stops Strife Chris win condition.
Yeah.
And RDU's got to feel pretty happy about that Mr. Challenger that he picked up earlier, because that.
Oh, is he
that
not
just
playing
saved
it?
the game.
I guess he
No.
can't get comboed next turn.
I don't know. I would probably play
Ah.
super safe, right? Like the
There's
only
no reason
way.
not to play it. That's the thing. Nice. Nice on a reasonable target.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
sweet. Pull the face. I fight with.
I
honor.
like
That's a
the
lot.
all face here.
You like it? You can
Yeah.
just kill this, and you're probably gonna
Yeah.
get in the challenger next turn anyway. And if something dies, then the Avenge triggers again. Yeah, that
Ooh,
does very little.
Dark
That does
Bane not really doing anything. That's game number 4 in the books. Followed by a 10-minute break. We'll see you guys.
Well played,
Yeah.
Pro, and I saw it coming. from
Yeah,
1,000 miles.
Strife is 100% chance to die next turn.
So if he Force of Nature's here,
Well, he's doing this in hopes that it's like get down, I think.
No, but he already triggered it. And
Yeah.
Oh, wait, New Secret was played though. You're right.
But
Oh,
there,
no,
there was
it
already
can't-
one
it
in
can't
the
be
early game,
anything.
exactly.
His hopes or what? I don't know. I
That
just
it's
don't know.
repentance number
He's
2, I
just
guess.
dead to the
Repentance.
mysterious challenger plus
The weapon.
The weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's just no chance for him.
there's no chance of anything.
Yeah. There's 0%.
Check for eye for an eye. Is it in the deck? Did it come out this one time? No.
Oof. A rough loss again here.
Yeah, but he was playing Mario Kart earlier.
Yeah, and he won at that, so.
Yeah. I mean, that's always
God,
good.
Nihilum's up 4
4-0.
points to none.
That is a crazy lead, and it was really quick.
Yeah.
It was a really quick lead.
Yeah.
Well, it is going to be Strife Chrome Paladin versus RDU on Hunter. RDU, I think, is playing mid-range with double Unleash, double Juggler.
And possibly
So,
a Flare. We saw a Flare in whose deck earlier?
Oh, I don't think the flare
Kibler.
is relevant at
It
all.
was in Brian Kibler's deck.
Yeah.
If you expect mages and paladins, you might want it, but then again...
We've seen RDU's Hunter play out a few games. We have not seen the flare. It's just that I think it's favorable for Strife Crow because the mid-range Hunter, again, doesn't have that burst without the board development. And the mid-range Paladin actually has those answers to the board development. Like, you know, you go all in on high main, and then, well, Peacekeeper decides the high main is irrelevant that turn. So it has all these counterplays, and if Strife Crow just draws, like, if Strife Crow draws as well as RDU, he'll win this game.
But if he doesn't?
I mean, obviously, the draws can dictate any one match.
Wow,
if both
that's too
draw
deep
very
for me.
awkwardly in the beginning of the game, is Paladin heavily favored?
I'd say so, probably. Just because they get to those Belchers and they get to those... well, then again, it depends how... Because if the early draws are awful, that means the Paladin's later game is already there, which means it's ready to tackle the mid-game.
It depends so
probably.
much because you have to keep in mind Strife is actually running that Murloc Knight. He's running
Oh my
musters. So he's running a high creature quantity. And one of the weird things in this matchup is the ability to do that Juggler Unleash, where suddenly you think you're winning, but in 2 cards you're losing by a lot.
Yeah.
And that swing is probably what's going to be required from RDU.
If they both draw the nuts, like the best hands possible,
Mhm.
who's in
I give it to the
advantage?
Hunter then, I think.
No, I give it to the Paladin.
Really?
The Paladin has a counter for
Oh, I mean,
everything.
he plays Zombie Chow,
Yeah,
right?
the
Okay, never
Paladin
mind
has a
that.
counter
Never
for
mind, never
everything
mind,
in the
never
Hunter
mind.
deck.
Never mind that.
So I think if they draw the same, the Paladin just wins.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it's...
All right. Well, looking at the opening hands here, Strife Crow has Cog Hammer, which can be pretty useful,
Yeah.
as well as Consecration. RDU, he's going to be looking for the Mad Scientists. I think Animal Companion you can debate keeping, but I think generally
Still
speaking,
rough.
you want to have an early game curve because
Yeah.
if you're stuck hero powering on turn 2, and Paladin can seize the board through Muster, you're in a really bad
They don't even need muster. Like, if they play Zombie Chow, Shield, and Minibot, and you haven't played a single thing on that turn,
Yeah,
you're probably out of it.
Muster like really ensures that they control the state of the board
Yeah.
for the rest of the game because every trade that they can pick with Muster is really effective. Like you get Muster and then you follow up even with Cog Hammer like right immediately, and it's like just everything you play dies.
Did RDU keep all this? Or
No,
did he-
I would think he threw away everything.
Both players through everything.
Oh, RDU
Wow.
with the aggressive...
He's
Oh,
cracking
my
the
God.
knuckles.
And
I-
actually, Strife Crow's hand is terrible.
Terrible against this. Yeah, there is...
It can change with one draw.
Yeah, let's see if it does. All right,
does.
it improved. It improved. But still, look at the damage output of RDU's hand. There's no taunt on Striker's side.
So it's very clear that RDU will never try to fight for the board.
Yeah.
As soon as Sharko drops the Muster, and it'll be all about can Sharko survive the damage.
I heard mid-range Hunter before we started.
I thought it was,
Just
but I
hybrid,
guess
I
not.
believe.
I think you're right. I think
the weird thing is that he has high mains and he has
hybrid.
got
It is
like the
hybrid.
explosive traps and stuff.
Wow, it is the hybrid deck from RDU, and he's going to be able to actually contest the later game with that Savannah High main. That's really scary.
So he's immediately evaluating if he wants to hit with this weapon, if he's going to need it.
Yeah,
He chooses to hold.
because he might
I
be able
think
to
holding.
empty
I
it.
think holding indicates that you don't have another Glaivezuka. I think most hybrid lists run one Glaivezuka, 2 bows, but some run 2 and 2.
Yeah,
So I think
some don't
holding
even
indicates
want
that there's only two.
Horn bow because it's like they
Okay.
play like 2 traps,
Yeah.
and they don't really necessarily get a lot of value for it. And they want to just play like Wolf Riders and
And you
Archers.
get weapon clogged a lot when you like double up on every weapon you've got. Ah, that's
So it's Leopard Gnome hero power. You're basically on hero power duty. But the problem is that you have high main and you have no board control in anticipation for high main.
so you can't really.
A high man is
expect
probably
it.
getting Peacekeeper though.
Yeah, that's true.
Something bad is happening to that card. That's why the mid-range paladin is so good against it.
Yeah.
Now,
It's got great single target removal.
Yeah.
I guess on its own, it's enough of a threat that you have to like throw everything into it. Like
Kind of. I mean, the thing about the high main is that it's supposed to give you like options to push as the game develops. Because one thing that Face Hunter always has trouble doing as it develops the board and the game goes on is it has trouble filling out the mana curve. And so the high main does give it still some firing power, and if you can hit the face, it's a lot of damage.
yeah, that looks like an owl turn, but I'm not sure.
I kind of like the owl because I think after you saw RDU hit off one of your dudes, you know whatever you play here gets killed by the Gladezuka. So if you play the Knife Juggler, that's just going to die. You might as well play the owl because that's going to die instead, and you save yourself 2 health.
Yeah.
Why not hero power then?
Because you take the 2 from the Leopard.
Yeah.
I mean, you did dodge the 2 from the Gladezuka. So.
And I think you'd be less willing to attack another dude. You're kind of more greedy with your second weapon hit than your first.
Yeah. I do like that it puts more power onto the board. But
I mean, it doesn't because
I
it
think
just gets removed immediately.
yeah, but I don't think it functionally does much better than just a hero power 5 pro.
So when do you use the owl in this case? All right, never mind. He's gonna go for the juggler and force RDU to use the weapon on it.
Yeah, it's fine because if you're in a hero power, you're gonna be behind the tempo.
Yeah.
So and like realistically, it's like
Whoa!
oh, I was not anticipating that move.
Not at all.
Or
Neither was
balls
I.
are big.
This is intense. He's banking on his opponent having no burst, but that's not at all the case. Whew. So if RDU goes for Arcane Golem Abusive, he's putting his opponent on the ability to play Belcher, whereas if he goes for the Scientist Hero Power, he gets the free ticket to turn 5 into High Main 6.
Yeah,
I like the Scientist Hero Power and kill the Juggler.
Yeah. Well, he's got Explosive Trap behind this too, so maybe he doesn't need to. He can get the 2 damage to the face and then put his opponent at 10. And Shrefko's gonna need to start healing with the True Server champions.
Yeah, the Iron Beak Owl has to be falling after this, right? I don't know. It's just you can't let that.
But then we get to that stage where there's just too many little things on the board, and Unleash just this way too much damage.
Yeah, it's back to square one basically. Oh man, if they actually end up winning this, that's gonna be probably the sickest start we've had in ATLC. If they go 5-0.
I mean, not.
There's 5-0 starts.
There's
right?
been 5-0
Really?
starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one that ended in 6-4 the first match.
First match, yeah, with
Wow, RDU blinks twice. Really afraid of that Knife Juggler. I guess he doesn't want to be like Defender of Argist and then...
I mean, it really is the correct play, especially because he does have the answer. He does have the silence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so if he goes for, playing the Shredder here is appealing because it's a big minion on the board, but you could also just go for Iron Beak Dude. The problem is, again, you mentioned the Unleash. The thing is,
like Blessing of Kings.
Wow.
Oh.
So he's giving the
Shredder.
Hunter the trap. What is that trap?
It's an explosive trap.
2 damage guaranteed. RDU's probably okay with that. More damage, more win.
It's closing in right now.
Yeah, let's see what he gets though. It's far from over. But
it's a card that makes Abusive Sergeant live.
Yeah.
So
he can just hero power here with the Arcane Golem.
Yeah. And I don't he won't.
Yeah.
There's really no reason not to.
Oh man, Shrefko's in a really tight spot.
Yeah, he actually used his Light's Justice repeatedly as removal. I think he took a lot more
If
damage.
he plays
than
2 creatures, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead the moment he goes for.
Yeah, he can use True Silver. He's gonna trade in True Silver, I think.
For the face. Vitality Totem? No, not quite.
Okay.
That's not bad.
I mean, if he draws Leon Hands, he can play it next turn.
Whoa, actually, that's a great point.
That would be such a stupid way to lose.
Yeah, being able to get reduced cost on Leon Hands.
That would be hilarious. But now he's considering, do I even do hero power here? Because Unleash Kill Command would bring down to 1.
Yeah, so he's technically safe to do so. What do you gain by doing it? I guess you get another target for Blessing of Kings.
Yeah, I don't know if you gain much, but...
Second high main.
Might as well.
Yeah, drop them. Drop them and force him to deal with it. No Outdoor Peacekeeper for Strike Roll. Lay on Hands top deck would be amazing.
Yes and no. It's like the problem is that he's
the high main's still there, yeah.
Well, you have to Kings then. You have to silence
Kings and
and
Owl.
Kings.
Yeah.
So if you silence Kings, you can actually play the Muster again, and it seems tempting, so you'd probably do that and then die.
Oh yeah, you're right. The muster for the board, but there's too many minions. Like you wouldn't even die to just the Unleash Kill command. It's just like Unleash hero
just
power,
kill you.
you die.
Yeah, but it's actually good for RDU if Mustard's played. Then Striker's got to be assuming that RDU's holding one because he hasn't had an opportunity ever to actually play one for good value.
I think.
You just stall until Tyrion falls.
Yeah, but it's like more so than just.
Then if you don't want to play a creature, why not just not silence it then? What if you kings and then consecrate?
Yeah, that's probably the alternative.
That's fine, but you still only have 2 minions by doing this.
Okay.
Trade, and then you attack phase, and then you just don't hero power.
The damage is piling up on RDU's phase though.
Yeah.
Like, look at this.
And then he might not even necessarily need just Tyrion. He could just like true silver face, right? And then
He doesn't die.
Oh, he's
to
one off
kill
lethal
me.
by doing that.
Yeah, he'd
So
have
if he
to-
hero powers,
And
he
then that's
he
it.
has true silver consecration lethal.
And
next
he
turn.
wins. Yeah, exactly. So RDU.
This is lethal kill command.
Oh,
wait.
Leok.
Huffer.
Leok Huffer.
That's not enough.
Are you sure? That's
Yeah,
6, 7, 8. Oh
Huffer
yeah,
is
it's 8.
4,
Yeah,
7, 9 damage. You're right. So he has to trade then.
at least 1.
But does he pin his opponent on having the exact second true silver plus consecration?
I kind of like the play everything go face
Yeah.
because if you have a taunt, you might not be able to win this game. So you force your opponent to have another heal, and Striker's not had a heal because he's true silvered your face so much.
Yeah, and it looks like Strife Crow's just gonna win the game if RDU goes for the high main,
Yeah,
which
'cause
looks like higher pressure play.
He has the true silver consecrate answer.
Yeah, which would
It's
actually
very
be-
unlikely.
Yeah.
Well, what if you just kill the owl?
Yeah, you kill like the 2-1 because it's the
It's
most.
like a compromise play, right?
I mean, you can still play out your hand
Yeah.
outside the high main.
But if you don't go now, then Leon. I mean, the thing is, if you're playing around Leon hands, you drop the high main.
Yeah.
If you're playing around Tyrion, you drop the Unleash and everything else.
He's also running out of time.
Oh no!
Rip.
I think this is a play because you ran out of time.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't have
Yeah.
enough time to do like some trades and
And the
some
analysis. So Strife Crow's gonna take it. Oh yeah, the Aldor. Anyway.
Just barely.
Yeah, would have been a 5-0 potentially if he was to close it, but for the drama of it, thank goodness Cloud9 took a game.
Yeah. Just for the excitement of it. I mean, we need at least one game, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Well, there we go. There's a chance to.
Yeah, a much needed victory in Cloud9's camp.
Yeah, literally every single health point mattered that game for the Paladin. But this Paladin again has been killing it. I don't even think it's lost a game.
Yeah, it's actually Strife
Right?
Crow that
At the
hasn't.
finals.
Yeah, I think it's 3-0.
Tice is waiting, sitting on the couch watching his teammates. Kalento is going to be the next person up to try and stop the momentum from Nihilum, but they've gotten an important win.
Yeah, we'll see if. Oh, there's the War Axe for Kalentos. It's already a decent start,
great
just
start,
based
right?
on.
Clemente
that,
is
yeah.
good at drawing that axe.
But
I've
RDU's
noticed
got a pretty crazy curve as well.
that.
Well, it's off curve a bit, but you can make it
Yeah.
work.
I think RD has a really good hand if he was playing against the more like creature-based deck.
Yeah.
Because you have the creeper opener or the mad scientist opener into the juggler, depending on like what kind of class you're queuing into. But in this case, against a warrior, the juggler feels like such a waste. Oh, actually, did you get rid of it? Wow.
He got rid of the juggler, and he really wants maybe the leper gnome or 1-drop.
Yeah.
Well, that is surprisingly absent from the lineups of people. I think over the past few days, we've seen an ATLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It feels like, yeah, I get what you mean. Like, the knife juggler doesn't actually do much if your opponent has a fire war axe.
Yeah, Mad
You know,
Scientist
it
at least
doesn't do
does
much.
something.
Explosive trap.
Is it still? Does he have 2 explosives? It might do something if you have a bow.
Yes. The only time it would do something... Actually, you're right. The only time it would do something is like if your opponent's at like 2 HP on your turn.
You just armor up.
You just like...
And then
well,
attack you.
you would kill... I'm saying like you
Yeah.
would kill yourself by attacking into it.
Mm-hmm.
What is the trap? Is it double explosive, or does he play maybe a mix?
I think
of
we've
them?
only seen explosive, but I'm not sure.
I've seen it the one time, so I don't know.
I think in the hybrid hunter, because they try to fit in so many cards, frequently you just see 2 of 1 trap.
Yeah,
and
right.
I think since we've seen explosive so many times, it's fairly safe to assume, at least from Kalento's position, that it
that
is
is going to
explosive
be
trap.
explosive. Okay.
Well, the dynamic of building out a hunter for tournament play is that because it's so expected, that's every reason why you should change it.
Yeah.
So you've seen people mix it up. We've seen the bear traps. we've
Oh,
seen the
oh,
freezing
there it
traps.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, and it is an explosive trap, by the way. That's activated right now.
It feels so odd to actually play to not play the bow. So like, if you don't play the bow, you're never
Yeah,
gonna get those extra charges ever.
those X charges are huge against this deck.
Yeah, they're insane.
By the way, Kalento has nothing right now. He's literally nothing.
I've got health.
Yes.
Shield block.
Usually start with a lot of health too, but
Shield block is something.
Goes
with
down.
cycles. Cycling is really important in this deck because you want to be able to hit some really powerful stuff. So at least he has Battle Rage. So if he
Battle
ever
Rage and
gets-
Armor Up. I don't know.
Yeah, if he gets Acolyte, he can Acolyte, Whirlwind,
Mhm.
Battle Rage. That kind of dynamic exists. But first he has to obtain that, and that's going to be a turn 6 play.
Yeah, what I find actually really dangerous is that if these spiders stay, RDU's got the freezing trap into double abusive into Lotheb.
I think you want to maximize hero power though. I don't know if you
At
want
this
to freeze.
stage? Okay.
Yeah, you have the explosive before the freeze. So if a creature goes
Into your
face,
face, you
yeah,
would lose both at
it
once.
explodes, then gets frozen, which kind of sucks. Which means you have to clear every creature. So
Double
I think
charge.
I think you just like leave up the trap until it gets triggered, and you just want to maximize hero power.
Kalento is going to give his opponent the opportunity to get some damage in for, I don't want to say free, really, because it's going to be an overextension into Whirlwind.
It is an overextension, so maybe you actually consider just
Holding
not
back.
playing the abusives.
Maybe just...
It's
yeah,
too. I
don't
think
know.
it's too much damage lost by doing that
Yeah.
because freezing trap doesn't do anything, and it's one of those scenarios where if your opponent wants to play something else, you can Lothep to secure your board.
Yeah, like there's no way there's going to be a slam execute next turn, so you think your Lotheb is going to stay, and you're likely to be right unless you see like Death Bite, which means, which is very unlikely.
Well, this is certainly a whirlwind.
Yeah. Is
I
it a
wonder if
Bolt
he can justify like playing Taskmaster Whirlwind so he can like Battle Rage.
You can just clear with Taskmaster, by the way. You can Warsong Commander Taskmaster if you so want. It will eat up some
okay.
damage.
Okay, I see that. I think that the Whirlwind after the Cruel Task makes a lot more sense than
The Battle Rage.
Yeah, than prior.
I like the Battle Rage here because your hand's not really doing much. It's like you said, it's just inactive. You need to cycle through, push as hard as you can to get the Warsong Commander and Patron combination.
Actually, Crip, if you attack with the Taskmaster into
Wow.
Explosive and Freezing was played afterwards,
Freezing wouldn't trigger because it would die.
yeah, it used to be a glitch where it would actually do both, and you would get like a dead minion back to your hand, and you would waste the Freezing because it would explode. But
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember that.
yeah, that was pretty.
You
cool.
get a minion that when you play it would just automatically die.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
You get a frozen dead minion. You
Yeah.
play it, it just dies.
That was pretty
What?
hilarious. Yeah, it was amazingly bad. Like that's.
You're BSing me.
No.
No, I swear to
Wait,
you.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain it again.
If you attack with a minion that explosive trap kills and then freezing trap
Is
triggers
also
afterwards, which it did before, it just triggered all the traps at once. The minion would go to your hand.
And
It
be
would
dead.
seem like a regular minion, but then when you'd play it, it would just die.
It would die right away.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Fun times.
That was great.
That sounds wrong.
Well, a few things are still wrong in Hearthstone, but most things are
In
right.
terms of like how the stack would go, right?
Right.
It feels a little improper. All right, well, the nice thing about what Ardu did was to eliminate the Taskmaster so Lotheb can potentially dip
Yeah.
twice for damage. Kalento, I guess his best option here might be to play the Acolyte.
And Armor Up. I mean, it lets you get an inner rage.
But the
afterwards,
Acolyte
right?
gets you so many triggers,
Oh, okay.
like with the inner
Yeah,
rage.
I'm surprised that he didn't play the Acolyte first and do this.
Yeah, I guess he didn't want the draw. I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so here we go. Finding the execute is a primordial task, it seems. But RDU's got the answer to that, right? The freezing trap should be able to negate.
Ah. So that's Kalento's way of staving off damage. He says, I'm going to force you to kill my Warsong Commander with your Lotheb.
But it's not gonna work. I mean, RDU's got the quick shot freezing mad scientist play.
Yeah, I think that is the
Five
play.
to face. I mean, it's perfectly on curve. Sure, you don't get the hero power, but I don't see a better way to negate an Acolyte of Pain on a turn, especially with Kalento.
You
didn't
can
get
just
to
not
Armor
play
Up.
the Mad Scientist, though.
Right.
That is an option.
You could just hero power and get an extra, but then again, the mad scientist represents potentially 4 to 6 damage over your 2-mana hero power.
The real big thing
Right.
is that I don't believe Kalento has seen a freezing trap in this deck.
No, he might actually have no idea and expect it to be explosive. Oh
Could be
man!
right.
Oh man! Here we go.
He can try to attack, and then he's going to see the freezing.
But he's got slam. I mean, if he picks up the execute, he's gonna be okay. Oh, he's gonna try for the crazy explosive
man.
trap play.
Yeah,
Oh, the punish.
He really thinks this is explosive
Yeah.
trap.
I don't blame him. We haven't
Wow.
seen anything else, and he's played a few games.
He's about to get.
Somebody's about to get
Oh,
punished.
he can battle rage too. I think he might.
No, I think he will attack and then try.
Yep.
Not batting an eye, but
No, I guess you just want to armor up.
yeah.
Uh-oh. Maybe Fire War Axe the
The mad
Scientist
scientist.
down,
What if
yeah.
freezing traps there? Is that worse? I mean, you can still find the other. Like, you have an execute at least. If RDU picks up a high main here, we're talking really, really dangerous position for Kalento. There are 2 high mains.
Yeah, I mean, he is running low on cards. Is that
No,
another
no.
secret at all?
I haven't seen. Oh,
No.
Animal Companion. No, only 2 traps. It's
Oh.
not always Huffer, but Unleash the Hounds makes this kind of okay. You can
Yeah,
trade
that's
the Hounds
alright.
away if you want.
You can do that. The 2 hounds into the frothing after you kill the armor smith, and both your creatures are 4 health out of range of the fiery war axe.
Yeah, but he gets armor. Do you like it?
He gets 1 armor,
2. I mean, you have
1.
to kill the armor smith, yeah.
right?
So you
There's the
put him
1.
into execute. You give him the execute possibility.
You give him the execute, but you already know 1 card in his hand is a 5 mana acolyte. Like, what could the others be?
I guess, yeah, even if he Emperors, he has to have execute. So he can slam for it first. If he gets execute, though,
Yeah,
it might be
that's-
smooth sailing for Kalento.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think so. Like the execute would basically
Kalento
win the game.
needs to channel all of his energy into the slam. I mean, the guy's already in the position to do a spirit bomb.
Yeah. So I guess you could do like a Slameamea.
That's cute.
Oh.
You're cute.
He wants to guarantee the draw here.
That's going places.
Quietus. Well, this is gonna challenge.
Hoot hoot. They said.
Oh, you're right. The Iron Beak Owl.
Still pretty bad. I mean, you're looking at. Well, actually, wait. He can't really do much with this.
Yeah, I don't like the Arcane Golem digging into that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point because you're just gonna lose it for
You
no
just
reason.
play
Right.
the Arcane Golem afterwards, right?
Yep.
You get an extra 6 damage to face. It's really not that bad. The problem is now the war is drawing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
it's
stop
getting
it though.
scared. Yeah.
Can't stop it. So.
Oh, Armor
What's gonna
Smith.
happen? Armor Smith can be pretty big,
Yeah. But actually.
and the
yeah.
slam is useful here.
What are you looking for at this station? I mean, look at the health count. Of course, there's the
Looking
execute.
for quick shots and high main finishes.
Double
Couple
slam,
slams.
that's
2
it.
slams,
Yeah.
2 jams, and that gives Kalento the chance to climb back in it.
All right. I think it is the double slam Armor Smith armor up play.
That's right.
Yeah, high main would contest this somewhat, and pretty well actually, but there's
Yeah.
still 2 executes, right? So it's not over.
Not yet, though.
Yeah, high main's not there. I mean, RDU could pick up a quick shot out of nowhere and just cycle to a high main. Animal Companion to
Oh
Hustle.
man. Oh, he gets the Arcane Golem.
More face.
That's more face damage.
Yeah, and then
really
Animal
not that bad.
Companion.
Yeah. Now the quick shot dream is alive.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Okay, I can see that.
The respect. Okay, that's fair. The respect for the Armor Smith.
It's interesting though, because do
Oh.
you?
But I mean, now Kalento seems like he's cleared
Oh.
most of the
That's
storm.
pretty good there. I actually think this might be a 2-turn lethal. Would it be-
realistically is?
Yeah,
Six
it
plus
is
8
actually
plus 5.
slightly
13
next turn,
damage.
yeah.
685, that's what it is.
Yeah,
No, it's not
So
lethal.
that's not lethal.
No.
not quite.
But he can pick up one thing.
Yeah, if he gets a 1 ping, he wins.
Huffer, there we go. He should have gone face with the Arcane Golem, right? Like, just based on this Huffer here.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, we could say objectively he is not going to win without.
Oh,
that damage.
Leok again.
Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, RDU.
He's a 1
Are
activator.
you? Oh.
Nope.
How do you think Leok feels about everybody booing when he shows up on the field? Every time, it's like everybody's
Not
like, oh.
not every time, but most times.
Right, most times.
I think it feels okay because it's not a real.
It's not a real thing.
What?
I think Leok is pretty real.
It's just a card noxious. It doesn't have feelings.
Okay.
All right. Well, this turn seems pretty obvious.
I've never seen something like this before.
I think the only way you lose is like a total scumbag quick shot into this and that type of situation.
Not even. 'Cause
Yeah,
quick
not even
shot,
that.
Quick shot only does
3.
5 damage with the hero power, and you need to make up 7 more. So
Yeah.
it needs to be.
A Ram Wrangler dream. Is there anything? that
No,
can-
there's, like, literally
there's
nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
Like
I
it has to be
can't-
like Deathwing.
If there's a Deathwing in
That would
this
work.
deck.
Yeah. RDU got sent to the bench.
And here we go. Patron
Cloud9 is alive.
Yeah.
Really alive now because
Yeah.
they can kind of target Patron a
It
little
doesn't
bit.
matter if he's Zoo or if he's Handlock, really. He just has to play the Warlock now.
Yeah.
Because the Warlock struggles against the Hunter
Dread
class
Seed.
at large.
Yeah.
Dread Steed! Can you imagine if he busts out the Dreadsteed Baron Rivendare combinations.
Yeah, and Life Coach
with
just
the
has
Keltis
no way.
odds.
The only thing that would do is make Shaman alive again on ladder.
That's what it takes. People are like, what does it take to make Shamans
Dreadsteed.
Dreadsteed.
Just play Dreadsteed.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if Life Coach can actually, stem the bleeding that usually Warlock just keeps snowballing early, and that's what they still take the game the same way they used to against Control. But with the slams, I think maybe Warrior's a bit more equipped as Patron.
It's just that the demon Zulok has a few outs even in the late game, which I think is why it's so strong. Like even if Life Coach actually has answers for all the stuff, even when he combos out, he might either get a bit unlucky against the Dr. Boom and just lose his combo when he tries to play it, or he might run up against like a taunted Void Caller with Mal'Ganis behind. You can't actually kill him.
Right. And it happens more often than you think.
Yeah. So it's a situation where the Warlock wins quite frequently in the early game, and if it doesn't, it's not a situation where it has lost completely.
All right, well, let's see if I hope we get Life Coach's full cam this time. I want to see the facial expressions and the self-muttering until the very end.
Full cam? So you want to see his face, body, and
no,
everything?
Okay, never mind that.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty. That sounds cool because like
you're changing your mind.
Yeah, but like it souned cool because you could see like his feet.
Do you not want to know?
On some level, like deep down, I guess I do.
That's creepy as hell.
Yeah, there we go. This backfires.
All right, well here we are.
No matter what, you couldn't have won. So.
Yeah, there's no winning play.
The game is underway. Bane of Doom.
Interesting.
Did he play this in the earlier part of the
I have
tournament?
seen this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen. I was calling for the crazy Mal'Ganis, but nothing happened.
Well, certainly other players played it. But I don't remember if ECOP had.
I don't think ECOP did.
I'm pretty sure. Well, then again, we can always ask
just
him.
1 or 2 cards.
Yeah, we can ask him.
But based off his hand, it looks like it's still just Zoo-ish.
Mid-range Demon Lock.
Mid-range Zoo.
Yeah, mid-range Zoo Lock. Mid-range Zoo Demon Lock. Like the all-in
Demon Lock.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, Life Coach actually has a Control Warrior in right now.
Whoa!
Shield Block, Shield Slam, Armor Smith, Death's Bite. Get ready for Ragnarok.
And Rogue turn 1.
Yeah, just a card True Heart.
Yeah.
No. I like how this patron is
just a card True Heart with Warrior.
It's a good disguise.
Become twice as miserable.
Maybe that should be our Temple Storm.
Become twice as miserable.
Yeah.
New slogan.
That's Temple Storm's new catchphrase.
Yeah, I kind of like that, honestly.
I got to get in on this. This sounds like a bad deal.
After losing the match, it's, yeah, our slogan's probably gonna change.
Okay.
That's actually not too bad. I mean, the abusive usually is used to trade up into something like Acolyte or Armor Smith, but this gives
just
Life
going
Coach a
to
good reason to.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. No, like usually use it to use another minion to trade up. Is what I mean.
It's got.
Oh no!
Oh no!
He has the Power Overwhelm coin Owl after the Power Overwhelm play.
Oh god! I thought it was something.
There's literally no counter to that.
Yeah.
Except
that's the best play against the Armor Smith.
It's actually the best play against the Armor Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sunset off the buff, and then you keep the.
Oh, you guys aren't trolling.
No.
No, but like the problem is that you give yourself.
Well, you play a 2-drop. That's essentially 2/2/1.
Why not just I guess.
Silence the Armor Smith and forget about it.
It's not a 2-drop that's essentially 2/1. You're using 2 cards.
Oh, that's better though. Like Flame Coin, Iron Beak, right?
You can just Power Overwhelm and Flame in.
Oh yeah, that's probably.
And then you can coin out the Void Caller.
The only thing you're silencing in this matchup is the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Is it worth it to silence an Acolyte, knowing that your opponent knows that you'll probably try to silence the Acolyte and get like 1 card anyway?
Generally speaking, it's not that the Armor Smith, like the fact is what annoys you. It's about the fact that
kills everything.
It kills everything and it has the effect.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have anything else, I would say the Owl, but I think there's a legitimate case for
coin Void Caller. Anyways, like just good enough. You can just Flame Imp and attack phase.
Another alternative is to like Flame Imp
and phase. Yeah,
and then just like phase, just like ignore like Owl this. But I like keeping the coin just for Defender Argus.
Yeah, you don't really have the main argument for the coin is that you don't have a play next turn if you use it.
Do you expect Armor Up Shield Slam on the Flame Imp if the Flame Imp comes out?
Nah.
No? Okay.
And even then, you're like okay with that. You're not happy, but your opponent just used Drain Life. So you're not...
Yeah, but I mean, he has a Death's Bite on the follow-up, which is kind of where, like, why I think the play might be acceptable.
This seems the most reasonable to me.
Okay.
That's a pretty okay draw as time goes on. I still think you might go for the Shield Slam thing, so that way you can Death's Bite whatever comes out next.
Yeah.
And keep Armor Smith as healthy as possible.
He's gonna go for the Acolyte of Pain, so one draw is better than none. It's also forcing the Flame to slow down, right?
Well, the owl does
So he
get
thinks.
complete value here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he thinks.
Okay.
This is getting
Interesting.
dangerous if more things show up later.
Interesting.
He doesn't
So he's
know
going to
this.
coin out the Void Caller and snipe this?
No, I still like the silence.
Yeah, I like the silence a little bit better just because it still challenges the board enough, and that gives you an excuse for the Flame to hit phase. I guess you are.
Every
floating
excuse
mana,
is
though.
good, right?
Like you're floating 2 mana over the course of 2 turns, though. That's like the most painful aspect of this play.
Yeah. And the really annoying
What if
thing too
you
is
coin your power?
Just under efficient.
I remember
don't
that
know.
though.
I don't think that's very good.
Depends what because he's playing late game. I guess not, because you're eventually gonna try to get out something on the coin. So here, if there's like
I'm surprised. I guess he doesn't want it to challenge the owl.
yeah,
but-
there's no whirlwind. Lucky for him, but Battle Rage could actually draw him into one.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't want it to get buffed through anything like inner range.
Mm.
Do you just Death Bite, or do you actually? I mean, Battle Rage is as good as it's gonna get for a little bit.
If you
so might
Death
pick
Bite
it up.
like face or something, you get slaughtered by Defender of Argus.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean Death Bite trade, of course, but
no, if you Death Bite trade, it's really not that efficient.
Yeah, Battle Rage is fine here. Whirlwind,
oh,
that's a pretty good draw.
that's
an
a pretty
amazing
good
draw.
That's a draw.
Crazy. Nice job, life coach.
It's not going to work though,
Why?
because I think with that draw you play it and then attack face with Armorsmith.
Do you? I would try. I would
And then
double
you
trade. I
Defender
don't know.
Argus.
I would
Yeah,
kill
it's
both
Defender
minions
Argus.
here. I don't know. I'd play the
Well,
fire.
Defender Argus
Bash.
still trades with both the minions and you gain 3 armor.
Yeah.
It's good for the ghoul. No silences left.
Yeah, but the punish is not the Defender. The punish is the powerful Void Terror.
that's the punish.
You power overwhelm the owl, attack in with the Flame Imp. Owl kills Armorsmith, and you Void Terror the owl.
Yeah. and then
Ah, I like that. Okay, yeah, that's clever.
the
I
cool
like
thing
that.
is, it's actually like
me a
lucky for
second to
life
spot
coach,
that.
he's gonna be able to answer it just because shield block is there. But without that, he'd actually be in really deep trouble.
I like that play. Although
I love that
It
play.
is susceptible to just like an execute.
Yeah.
But
There's no trigger yet.
No,
yeah,
yeah.
there's no trigger yet.
The Void Terror comes in at full health.
I mean, the Armorsmith would survive, right?
No, it would die.
the owl kills the Armorsmith with power overwhelm.
It's a bit of a waste of
Oh,
damage, I
okay,
guess,
okay.
because
So
you're
you want
actually
to hit
hitting
it
for
a lot.
6 into 1.
But you exactly do dodge the trigger.
Right. Okay. At least for what you see.
Mm-hmm.
Defend of Argus is probably justifiable as well, because you actually can
But
kill
you
both
lose all your
minions,
stuff.
But you lose
Yeah.
like nothing. Everything
You end with an Argus instead of like a huge creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 damage is a lot to miss. But I think killing the Armorsmith.
I mean, the potential of that, because the 6 damage gets transferred over.
Ah, okay. Well,
This turns out to be the best play.
it's sort of. Does it matter? It does matter because
Yeah.
Actually, he can't kill it now.
You
You're right.
destroy the armor.
Yeah, 7 health. I forgot about that, but he actually can't touch us yet. Wow.
Big eyes from Life Coach. Mine would be about as big,
Wow.
I think.
Well, Slam.
It's not quite Mal'Ganis, but it's pretty damn close.
It's getting close, yeah. A little too close for his
Can you kill this?
Firewall
Yeah.
Axe, Slam, Whirlwind would do it, but that's like everything into the 9/7.
He can still take his time. Like he could slam it.
No, he can kill this. He can do shield block, attack in, shield slam. That's 6 damage from shield slam, and the
Oh,
1
you're
from
right.
the Armorsmith.
Oh, you're right.
What?
So.
Oh yeah,
if
with the
he
Armorsmith. That's right. Never
pushes-
mind. Wow, how did we miss that?
We didn't miss
Well,
that.
okay, how did I miss that?
Oh, wow.
I was talking to Frodan, really, but it's alright.
Oh, okay. I
Damn.
was confused by when you looked at Crib and asked that question.
Yeah. I speak for all of us.
It's okay. You know what? I'll take the. Yeah. How do we miss that?
Well, he doesn't
We're
go
in
for
this
it.
together.
So Life Coach doesn't think this is worth using on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I think he
Interesting.
can still do the shield slam the following turn, but
I mean,
this wasn't exactly mana efficient either.
Yeah. But I think ultimately what he's looking for is
Right.
any way I'll get to kill this eventually. Like, it's on 5 health, so it's dead whenever I want.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take 1 hit pretty much no matter what I do.
Is he just gonna defender?
You cannot miss 9 damage right now.
Yeah. 10
That 9
damage.
damage is pointing the
No.
garage.
What if you just go like you're saying defender of Argus?
Yeah, Haunted Keeper coin defender.
We're gonna. This is like the closest thing we have to an uprooted.
yeah,
Yeah.
in this league so far. We've seen 1, I think, but it just died immediately.
Did we see one?
I'm pretty sure somebody did it early. It was already one, right? But they just kind of threw it out there.
It's like a BM tactic.
Yeah.
The alternative to this is I think Defender's is like the best play.
Yeah, it looks really solid. It's 10 damage too. Like you're forcing. If the warrior didn't have an extra last turn,
you're just not happy. You're right, but you're just not happy about
it.
Yeah.
It's not clean.
Yeah.
It's like
you just give so much armor, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you hit 10 to the face,
and the board trembles.
Not helpful.
All right. Still nothing, but I mean,
Shield Slam.
You have to realize Shield Slam actually works here.
And the Whirlwind's also kind of okay. I mean, you could go Shield Block.
Well,
Shield Slam.
Right. So what is the play here? I think maybe Fiery War Axe.
Yeah.
2/3.
I really like
And then
Shield Block, Shield Slam, 10/6.
Yeah.
No, I don't. You can't like attack a 1/1, so you have to Shield Slam.
No, you Fiery War Axe the 2/3 down. You Shield Block, Shield Slam the 10/6, attack with a 1/1 Armor Smith, and kill a spider with a 1/4, and you're probably good to go.
Yeah, you have to think about it as greedy as possible.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like if there's 1/1 tokens, you would also try to hit it.
Yeah.
I think your Whirlwind first. You just nullify the hit here.
So.
Oh no, you can't do that. You can't.
You can get the armor though from the Whirlwind, right? Like you get a lot of armor.
You'd gain 4, which is not enough. You have to Shield Block ahead of time.
Oh wow!
So you could.
That changes the play for sure.
That changes the play a lot.
That's off the top.
That changes the play.
Oh man, Life Coach's eyes got even bigger.
They're as wide as he can make them, but he can make them bigger.
90% zoom.
You just gained 9 armor that turn. That 10 damage is like gone now.
Yeah.
Marginalized.
Life Coach is like intaking the entire Hearthstone screen. He doesn't need virtual reality because this
juggle's also pretty big, by the way. This is a pretty big juggle if it lands. He has to kill this.
Oh, nope.
That's a little unfortunate for him, but
it's pretty unfortunate.
Patron Whirlwind. Here do we come like and play the Patron now, or do we actually go and play the Deathbite first to really get a double Patron turn?
Yeah. Well, I think the really scary thing is what's on the other side of that Void Walker. Or Void Caller, excuse me. It's not a question that you necessarily want to answer.
Yeah.
But do you have to? You could hypothetically just actually what's really dangerous if it's Doomguard and then you end up playing like patrons with Whirlwinds.
Lose and you have nothing.
You would trade and lose almost everything that you've gained.
Yeah, like whatever that thing is, if it kills your second patron, you're pretty much out of it.
I think you have 6 armor. If you do that line of play, if you do you can get the 7th with the Armor Smith attack and the Juggler. And the Juggler might juggle in the Armor Smith. I think it's like a 50-50, but you could kill a Doomguard. You can do 7 damage with Shield Slam here.
Would it be worth it though? I like setting up the Deathbite a lot, because like you're guaranteed value from this. Like 100% guaranteed next turn to just blow out the zoo. Whereas now if you go for a risky play, it might just backfire and you do nothing.
Alright.
He's just going with the really safe play.
Yeah.
It makes sense. He's also got No Mission Inventor to fill. I was thinking about tossing out No Mission Inventor and then seeing what you draw, because I feel like it would be reasonable body. But this is also okay because Deathbite setup is really threatening for wherever comes out.
Yeah, Cup is a bit behind on the tapping, but that's a pretty good card.
Noxious is mad that he can hear sounds. It's
Cool. No, I was just wondering if the door opened all of a sudden. Cause
I kind of like hearing the sounds in the background though, because it's like literally like Hearthstone Tavern.
Yeah, we've been in this room for like 8 hours. I like to know that there's like an outside.
Yeah.
You want me to open the
There's
door?
more to life.
There's more to life than this game.
It's beyond those doors. Actually, we have kind of like a coat rack and stuff blocking the door too, so it's literally like Narnia.
Yeah.
You just have to find out. Is there an
Open
outside
it.
world?
Yeah.
What do I have to cast to the end
And
of
then
eternity?
he comes there.
Am I
"Oh,
dreaming?
God."
Am I in hell? I have to cast Life Coach games for the rest of my life.
Not that bad.
Oh, God.
No, but it's like I imagine somewhere for like not being a good human being, I could get punished for like
doing this.
I have to cast really slow matches
For the rest of your life.
ropes. It's not Life Coach, but it's me.
Actually, like the rope becomes 1 hour, and it's actually life coach to the end. Oh, that's a good top deck. It actually lets you clean up a little bit more than you already do. Does it not?
Yeah,
You
I
can
think
kill
if you
the,
attack here, you might be throwing your win condition though.
Really?
Yeah, I think you might want to No Mission Inventor and hope to get a War Song.
Okay.
You can cycle two
I
cards
really like
here,
the patron,
right?
like attack into the 2/4 and then whirlwind. That's giving you 4 patrons, right?
Oh.
Oh, that will change his play. I have
Okay,
no doubt.
that's next turn though, right?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you still have patron whirlwind stuff now.
Then, if Ecop plays Lotheb, that might change things a little bit because the whirlwind can't come out, so it really negates.
I think
a
Ecop
little bit of the damage.
traditionally has played Lotheb in this
Yeah.
deck, but
Yeah, it's really tempting to just save for the next turn.
God.
I don't really need that. I mean, your hand's like super small, and you're gonna have the mana to do everything next turn. You can patron.
You can spawn
or
extra 1/1s
If you want, yeah.
the Imp King Bus.
So like, would you just like bump into this and summon the Doomguard and tap?
That looks pretty good, yeah.
Because like, I think
don't
you want to
spend
get
mana.
away with drawing cards here. I don't think you want to play Doomguard on, just for its mana cost.
Yeah.
But you do keep the Void Caller alive, so if you have other like a second Doomguard, that'd be pretty clutch.
Just this board is. Oh man, this is such a disaster
You'd
when
still
it
be able
comes to
play it,
patrons.
though, right? Even if you tap
Yeah,
in the
actually,
second
what's
Doomguard.
even crazier is like the idea that as you kill the Haunted Creeper and a Knife Joker survives, it might create more patrons.
Too many, even, perhaps.
It's realistic. And there's an Imp Gang boss, by the way.
Right,
That
exactly.
might also juggle on the patrons. And if the Void Caller... Okay, it's going to pull us out. Tap.
Into Void Walker.
Oh, that's bad.
That's
against
bad. That's
patrons.
really bad.
Oh, no!
I think Life Coach just won the game.
All in for Ecop. I mean, you could try to trade the creepers to get 2 more damage out of it, but you're spawning 1/1s either way. So
Okay,
they're both equally they're both as bad.
He plays around the disaster situation.
I still think Life Coach just won
I
the
still
game.
think it's a
Yeah.
disaster situation though.
Even if he doesn't have lethal, bad things are happening.
Oh, hello.
Noxious, pull out the epic sax.
All right, I don't know if it's quite 20 though.
You know what? You don't think it's quite 1?
20.
All right, I'll wait for like
3,
some crazy
5,
swing.
8 plus 14.
No, I think it's
Yeah,
like too short.
No, I think he
No,
is.
with the double whirlwind, I think
you
he's
think the
fine.
Deathbite hit?
Yeah, that's 4 damage to face.
So that's
Oh,
8
that's true.
plus
It's
the-
5.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh!
What?
Oh,
8, 12.
Did we miss something? 12 plus 6, that's... Oh yeah, that's 18, never mind.
No.
No, that's 9, he actually had it. He had
Yeah.
lethal.
He had lethal. Yeah, he
Life
still.
Coach
I think he still does.
Oh,
Yeah, he still. I think he still does. Yeah, he definitely does.
Oh, okay, never mind. He's just like 1 step further than us. He's doing that.
Just
17 plus
wants to
3 does
PM.
that do it? Yes. What?
Life coach.
He's
Stop
tunnel visioning.
trolling! You're trolling us so hard.
He's tunnel visioning.
I think
right
he just
now.
realized. He just realized, like, oh, I have lethal.
I have. And
It
now
only
he
spawns
doesn't.
two.
Now
He doesn't
it
have
only spawns
lethal.
2.
Life coach.
Ecop is pissed off right now.
He thinks life
He's
coach
like,
is the,
wow, what the rudest German I've ever met. It's like, no, dude. He
You're the
actually
rudest
just
German.
was so focused on clearing the board. And that will do it. 5-2.
for Nihilum. So that's putting them on the match point with the Hybrid Hunter from RDU,
Yeah.
which, again, we talked about the Warlock from ECOP as being a weak point of Cloud9, and that hasn't been solved. RDU's got the Mad Scientist open with, so always a good start. You know, of course, it's not the Leper Gnome, but
Do you consider actually keeping the explosive because freeze is so devastating against priest?
that's actually a good point, because you're guaranteed to get freeze out since you only have 2 traps. That's a great point.
Nah. I
No?
think the curve is still more valuable, ultimately.
You have a decent curve. Turn 1 scientist, turn 2 glaives. That's insane curve.
Oh, that's
Okay,
a little bit more
that's
insane.
like
Yeah.
turbo insane.
Yeah, it's looking. Oh, and Kalento whiffs on the.
Oh my
Twilight
God.
Web, the
Uh-oh.
DH.
That hand is a disaster.
Oh.
Much better now, though. Much better.
It actually got way better.
Yeah.
The salvage is real.
Actually, RDU is screwed.
I
No,
think
he's
it's fine.
screwed.
No, look at
There's
that.
coin
No, look at Mad
scientist.
Scientist.
Point
Okay.
scientist and then Glaive Zuka.
Yeah, I think
Clemento's
it's fine.
happy. That is a smile. That's
That's so
actually
funny
a
how
smile.
It's like just one card can
Yeah.
turn it around. It's a simple one drop.
Yeah.
A simple 1-drop.
Yeah.
She has killed people by drawing too many cards.
The insidious.
People on her own side.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
What a turn.
I mean, that could have been any one drop, really. Like Zombie Chat would have been fine too. If
It
he
could have been.
read
It could have been an Elven Archer. I think he would have been happy with it.
Yeah, but it,
Let's not
it
get
could've-
too crazy here.
it
Elven Archer
could have
would've
been the
bad.
Ysera and the game would have been completely over.
Yeah.
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 That's right. Isera's next, by the way.
Well, I think Clendo just has to draw Wormrest Agent into a 3-drop, and the game would be over.
No, Wormrest does not taunt. He does not have a dragon. Has,
oh, you're right.
But it's,
needs,
it's a 1/4 though.
He basically
right?
needs Power Word Shield into the other Power Word Shield to really stabilize the board completely.
Yes. Or maybe just Holy Smite would be fine too.
Yeah, he probably runs one.
Is Ardu just gonna pass?
Oh man.
I'm not sure about that play, but we'll see.
Oh my god.
Crip, stop calling this.
Redeemed.
Yeah, but look at that owl.
3-drop.
Oh
boy.
my god. It's
No,
gonna...
no, I mean, Ardu needs
No.
an owl.
Yeah, no.
Well, he doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if you call that, then I call this. Damn it.
So we just call. But then again, you might not want to play it just because if a freezing trap comes out, you're losing a bit more out of it.
You're right.
You
Now he
you
knows
don't
freezing
really
trap
care.
is a possibility.
Yeah.
But he
What else do you play?
I might just
there is
attack.
no play.
I would attack heal and then go Whelp.
There's
Veil's
literally
Chosen.
no other play.
On
Veil's
4.
Chosen in trade?
No, Veil's Chosen on the Whelp.
Face.
On turn 4.
Face.
You're winning. Why don't you run by more?
Right.
That's right. Whoever has lower health is losing.
Confused. Then
Actually, that's exactly true when you get to the lower values.
Except for Molten Giants.
Yeah.
But yeah.
except Patron.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You're at 75. You're still dead. I feel like there have been less blowouts from Patron in this finals than I've
Close.
than
I
I've
mean,
seen.
especially with those Zoo decks, it always comes down to the 10 hit points, and it's
Yeah.
like, I can't reach that last time.
Mhm.
I feel like a rough decision, but I really just like attacking, healing, and then playing the Whelp.
The
Then-
sun is coming up through Ardu's window. Just want to announce that for the stream.
Yeah.
That's how late it's gone. That's how
I
long
can
we've
tell you
been
exactly
casting.
what time it is. It is 7:07 in the morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he's about to miss homeroom.
So does Abusive with Gladezuka do it here? I think it does. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a really clean kill considering because he's getting a trap.
Right.
If it's freezing, that might be devastating for Kalento.
And
It
Realistically,
is a trap.
he's saving the coin.
Yeah.
He's saving the coin.
Or
'cause he
not a
wants to
trap.
Go for the high man.
Yeah. We don't know yet.
What?
I think it's a trap.
Why wouldn't it be a trap?
I think it's a
There
trap.
it is. No, it's a trap.
I see,
What was
I
it?
see.
We still don't know.
No, we don't know.
I
It's a
think,
real secret.
Oh man, if it's freezing trap, that's so.
You
bad.
you need to keep the Twilight Whelp because it's your only dragon, and you have to activate the corruptor.
Oh, he's gonna smack it anyways, and then play Knife Juggler
And the scientist, and then turn 5 high main
This actually plays into
into
the Holy Nova.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, what else are you gonna do? If you play Nova, you get a free ticket to high main on the following turn.
If you play only 1 minion in Hero Power, you play into Blackman Corruptor. So either way, Clinton's got to shoot this down
Yeah.
with the power of Blackrock.
All right.
And I guess now you're okay pushing out High Main because your freezing trap's been saved for this
Yeah.
moment.
This is the real strength of Hybrid Hunter, and he's got the kill command. He's got the quick shot. He's got the leper gnome. This hand is really good right
Yeah.
now.
I'm actually
very aggressive.
I'm actually scared for Kalento, but he could pick up a Twilight Guardian even. I mean, a lot of things could help.
Oh no, doesn't help.
Yeah, turn 8, you can always steal,
Alright.
nothing.
Time to steal the Mad Sign.
I think you steal the Mad Scientist and not attack. You have to attack next
Yes.
turn
Yes, that seems
after
like actually,
Vol'jin.
that's
You have to Vol'jin the High Mate.
But then RDU might reply in this exact case with kill command, quick shot the scientist and leper gnome. Like there's a chance he does that, and that still
mean-
keeps him ahead on the board. But admittedly, it's the only play that I could see Kalento make. It looks pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it'll get much better.
That was a
Not
mistake.
quite what was planned.
So do you kill command at 4/5, right?
It didn't matter. That's the last trap is no more Scientist. It didn't matter that he took the
You have
Scientist.
6, 10,
This is so sad.
14.
It's true. He
Yeah, it
literally
is really-
caballed a 2/2 that would have done nothing.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't dying that turn, and he would have drawn the explosive.
I'm having trouble counting. So he's got like 18 damage if he just keeps bleeding in hero powers.
Would you do it right now? Like, because
Wow,
next turn you
that-
can cycle the quick shot, right? And you've got Arcane
He's
Golems.
about to steal he's about to cabal again, right?
Actually,
Is he?
yeah, it looks like a play. I mean, Cabal number. The thing is, Cabal
Then
number
High
2
Main
doesn't
is
address the
twice.
high main.
Having it twice is a really big deal.
Yeah. But I think that's what RDU is aiming for, right? Because if a Shadow or Death comes out, then the 2/2 stay up unless there's a Holy Nova and on 8 that can happen, on 7 that can happen.
No, I think Vol'jin is just better. Oh, you actually Shadow Word Pain the Highmane now.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't do anything to compare to Vol'jin.
Yeah, Vol'jin's a little better.
It's more mana efficient too, and you should probably Shadow Word Pain at 2/2.
Yeah, you can Vol'jin and Shadow Word Pain at 2/2.
Yeah.
That effectively handles the Beast Infestation, but you do lose your board outside of a Vol'jin.
A Vol'jin.
Vol'jin's fine though. There's nothing wrong with Vol'jin.
Yeah, you're right. Just keeping the audience informed.
Hello, audience. I hope you're well informed.
They are now.
Okay.
The other alternative to Vol'jin is the
Is there even an alternative? Because I
the
feel
Shadow
like,
Word Pain, but I feel like that doesn't do much because you fill up your board with like medium-sized threats.
that trade into the hyenas and do nothing unless you're looking to have another body for the Valence Chosen. But then again, Vol'jin could do that as well. So
I wonder if he's thinking about Cabal Shadow Priest at all, but I don't think you can afford to take another hit from Highmane.
yeah, it looks very dangerous.
He must be thinking about it because he hasn't made a play yet.
Yeah, he's going for the Vol'jin, it seems. So there we go.
All right. Turns out the Priest has no secrets in his deck. Surprise, surprise.
Who knew?
There's
And,
4 damage left. If an Arcane Golem gets picked up, Unleash isn't exactly amazing,
Okay.
but he might play it to cycle. It's just that Weaving in Hero Powers might just be straight up better.
All right, so just going for being as aggressive as possible.
Yeah, holding on to the Unleash and the Explosive Trap. I mean, the Quick Shot, because he needs to cycle it. There's still no taunts for Kalento, by the way. I'd like to emphasize that. He plays 2 Wormrist Agents and 2
Two
Twilight
Dragons.
Guardians.
And
a Chill Maw, probably.
The Chillmaw hasn't been an auto include.
Maybe not for his deck.
Because
but
often,
pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty good. Like it works in some decks. Generally, where you have fewer creatures. Like if you play a minion-based deck, Chillmaw is often a liability.
Yeah, speaking of liability, stealing a minion gives the Unleash a bit more power.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna have to.
It's still better, yeah.
You heal yourself too.
So we're looking at 3 damage from the Unleash. Quick Shot cycle. If he picks up another Highmane, it's going to be really clunky this turn. Ooh, okay, that's weaving itself in pretty nicely.
That is pretty nice. I just don't know if you quick shot this turn or maximize the hero powers.
I think you maximize.
You maximize the hero powers here, yeah.
Because you have to imagine that each hero power is like a card itself,
Mhm.
except it's just deal 2 damage for 2 mana.
Yeah, no Nova for Kalento either. There's a chance, I think Kalento, like this is a deck or a matchup that I expect Kalento to take most of the time. So if it turns around, I'm not too surprised.
The truth is, Kalento almost has no cards that are dead anymore. Like there's
Right.
literally like Ysera and maybe a handful of other cards at most. But
He
I
needs Holy Novas over most right now. Or
Yeah.
Taunt.
well
Yeah,
exactly.
taunt
He's
is
got
good.
he's got at least 4 taunts and at least 2 novas.
Ooh, it's getting close.
Yeah, let's see if
I think
Kalento
already
can
you
do
can
it.
smell the 150.
What are we looking at here? Oh,
Oh my god. Oh, that's ugly.
So you have to trade into
Wow.
everything, no questions asked, and heal yourself. Actually, wait, does he have lethal in any way? So we're looking at 10 damage, 12 damage on the board.
Don't think so.
Over the next few turns, can he actually pull it off?
And now he knows this is explosive trap.
Right, it's
The way
another
he's
2
traded.
damage if you go face.
He cannot go face.
Yeah, he cannot. Like, the thing is, there's a possibility that
Yeah,
until Nova's picked up,
I guess he's just gonna heal himself and play Blackwing Corruptor. It
That-
feels like that's the most logical
yeah,
line, but
it makes the
he's-
Unleash number 2 so dangerous, but
No,
what
Black
can you
and
do?
Corruptor is just a bit weak.
Yeah, everything is
Would
kind
you
of
just
weak,
Valence
though.
Chosen then? And then
No.
attack.
Nah, you're right. It is the most aggressive play, the Corruptor.
If he loads up the board, he has 15 damage, and then
Like we're talking a lot about stuff, but we have to keep in mind. RDU is 2 off lethal.
Yeah,
No, he just has lethal.
uh-oh,
And he gets 2 draws.
uh-oh.
that's it. Kalento's just going for the all-in and hoping that
Yeah,
he's gonna,
but
that's
it's
it.
not gonna matter.
RDU's
That's it.
got the win.
Oh my! RDU can't even believe it. He's not even happy yet.
Yeah, he doesn't know yet.
Oh, he's not sure, and then he.
Yeah,
There he is.
There we go.
We
RDU.
have ourselves a champion.
Yes.
Nihilum.
Nihilum takes it.
Wow.
I am actually so excited for them right now. It's not even real. Wow. What
They
a
went
journey.
through. They went through the longest possible route with the most
every
games.
stage of the tournament.
They had to beat everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
They did what Cloud9 wanted to do.
Yeah, but they didn't even have to. RDU just he had a rough series in the finals too, right?
Yeah. That
It's been a
double
very-
lava burst.